What is going on, guys? Welcome to another watch along. My name is Chad Jarvis, and I am from, if this is your first time watching, the red half of Sheffield. And today we are going to provide a watch along, I guess you can call it top of the table clash, even though these two teams have been on a slide in the last 5 games. Norwich City. So let's see how we get on today. And I am joined as well, not as always, on an interim basis, Mr. Captain Costa himself, Robert Kitson. Hello, Robert. How are you this morning?
I am doing fantastic this morning. We get to see the Blades play against a team who might be the closest to us as far as like the form table goes, despite both of us trying to fight for promotion and automatic, spots up at the top of the table. So it'll be an interesting one today, folks. Strap in, real excited.
I mean, it's hard for, me to get excited on the run of form we've had. We lost three out of the last five and haven't won in our last five, two draws, three losses. I mean, just a awful run of form. And if you guys were here last week when me and Noah watched the game against Blackpool, man, that was a little bit of a head scratcher. At least we came away with that as a draw, although we probably should have won because the Brewster missed penalty. You know, they were
Yeah.
down to 9 men. I mean, all opportunities for us to go and, take full advantage of it, and we come away with a point. And then midweek, I'm not sure what that was. Just kind of just even further down. I mean, a 1-0 loss to Coventry City, bottom of the table. Probably we're going to get a draw out of it. And then Bash goes in and does whatever Bash does. Um, I don't know. What do you make of this run we're on there, Captain
Yeah,
Costa?
it's not good. I mean, this started the back at the last time I think I was on one of these watch alongs, and then we went on that run of form where I was like guest starring on the podcast because Noah was over, going around Europe and whatnot, and so something's got to change. So I'm back, hopefully to reset the mojo,
Yep.
because that's honestly that's all it can be, really. But no, it you can tell on the field it started with injuries, right? We
Hmm.
lost a bunch of key players coming out of the last international break, and Ahmed Hodzic getting injured right before heading off to Bosnia to play for their team. So it really just kind of has cascaded to the point of, okay, a lot of our guys are back healthy now. We've had a few extra injuries, a la Reece Norrington Davies this past week, but it's almost like we've lost our footing. We've had so much turnover in the starting 11 in who we have available off the bench that this team just isn't gelling.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, we're seeing a little bit more of that today in the starting lineup. And I don't know if we want to go over this now, but it's not, as I've seen a lot of folks on Twitter, it's not our best starting 11 that we
Yeah.
have available.
Yeah, there is some big question marks, and as you can see, it's scrolling about across the bottom. What? I mean, you look at the bench, and there sits and Die in McBurney, and kind of just wonder what heck he's thinking. Maybe is this well, we played Wednesday, we've got a game on Saturday, a little bit of squad rotation.
Yeah.
Doyle's on the bench, Fleck comes in for him, so I don't know what's going on. It's a little bit of question marks from Hecky, but you know, I'm I'm not going to question the gaffer. He's got us where we are. Yeah, we've come up on a bad run of form, and now people, if you, that's why I'm not a big social media person. If you read online, people are starting to question him. Oh God, Hecky, is he starting to lose the plot a little bit? We've
Mm.
fallen off. But I think this is like a good meter for the whole entire league. It's not a league like last year where Fulham just absolutely ran away with it and everybody kind of played like chase.
Yep.
And Bournemouth kind of went up there at the end of the season. I think this is a league top to bottom where not like anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday, and that's proven. But
Mhm.
I mean, you can look at how close it is. I think all the way down to like 15th is spread out between like 7 points. So, you know, it's so close. I just think the quality of the teams has gotten better through transfers in and transfers out. And, I think more teams in this league want to try and jump up to the Premier
Yeah.
League. So, yeah, you like to think that our hot start was good for us because now we're on a porous run and we're sliding down the table. But I think we're going to get it righted. I think heck, and I said this before we started this live stream. I think the season, in my opinion, doesn't start until after the World Cup because we've had a couple of breaks. Now we're gonna have a month break, and then we're gonna go. The real season is gonna start. We have one break between after the World Cup for international break, and then the whole season gets run through. So for me, the season doesn't start until then, and I think we're just, you know, yeah, we're stricken by the injury bug, but I think we're going to get everybody healthy and come out of that international break like gangbusters, and you'll see us be the same side we were to start the season.
Yeah, yeah, and that very well could happen. I mean, the long break, we've had so many of these injuries listed as, oh, and they're out to the World Cup break. Oh, they'll be back after the World Cup break. Um, that honestly feels like you said, like a reset on the season. Like everybody's going to be back. We're going to be fresh. The players who might be able to play in the World Cup, we're talking Illiman and Jai, who has looked healthy so far this season, and he gets the rest today, not in the starting 11, but maybe a few appearances off the bench for Senegal. And I think that's good for him. But I don't think that's going to like harm us as far as his fitness. You might have R&D get healthy enough by the time Wales is playing. But even that, I'm not sure if anybody wants to risk that. Adam Davies, he's getting a little bit of a run of form or run of games in goal right now because of Wes's suspension. So maybe he gets a start for Wales, but like we're not talking that many players who
No.
will actually be featuring in the World Cup. Norway's not playing, so Berga, even though he's injured right now, he wouldn't be out there. So the
Mhm.
list of players available that are actually going to be playing games throughout that like month long break is very, very small, to the point where we can essentially use this as, hey, everybody, rest, recuperate, let's get some training in, let's maybe do some behind doors friendlies. I
Mhm.
could see the Blades doing that, maybe play against the under 23s, maybe, play against some local lower league side, whatever, just to keep everybody fresh, but not like constantly, 2 matches a week where you're gunning for 3 points to try to stick at the top of the table. I mean, at some point, it's also just pressure on
Yeah.
the lads, and you got to take that pressure. You got to release the pressure, turn the valve off for a second, and then let's go back to it. Like you said, restart Boxing Day and everything. And yeah, well, we should be fine. I'm not worried long term, and I think the best reason why I'm not worried is because the teams like Norwich, who are up there fighting with us, are
Mhm.
also not in good form right now,
Yeah.
and we're only 2 points out of first place. And if we lose, we drop to eighth. Like that's a big swing, first to eighth, that we could end up today.
Mhm.
But it's still not the end of the world.
Yeah. No, and everybody over the last, I don't know, month and a half when we were top and Norwich were, slowly because they got off to a slow start and they've kind of
Mhm.
ascended the table, and then they got there and then they leapfrogged us. I think one game where they went top and everybody's like, "Oh, this is the Norwich. It's gonna, from a couple years ago. They're just gonna run away with the league." No, when we started having our bad run of form out of the international break, they were the same way. So everybody has them tipped as promotion, automatic promotion, win the league, 150 points. No, they're on the same. They're human just like us,
Yep.
and there's some big names in that lineup, and we'll scroll that up across the bottom now. I mean, the biggest name that us Americans will know is Josh Sargent, and I don't want I never wish injuries on anybody, but when I heard him come off midweek in their midweek game, I was like, okay, maybe that's a break for the Blades. Maybe we get Josh Sargent because he's been on good form for them this year.
Hmm.
And you look, and he's one of the first names. Him and Pookie up front, so they got a great striking duo for this league. Like, man, you got to wonder, is our back line going to be under immense pressure? And you would have you would have had to known that Dean Smith probably watched the highlights of the Coventry game and said, let's attack Bash, because Bash looked like he was, you know, old, slow Bash. And
Mhm.
you like to think they're probably going to attack that side that Bash is on today.
Absolutely. It's got to be part of their tactic. Bash obviously midweek giving up the penalty that led to the one Coventry goal. So, but yeah, it's one of those situations where we clearly look like we're resting players. And Dye's
Mhm.
out, McBurney's out, Tommy Doyle's out. Those have all been players who have started a lot recently for us and have performed well for us. But Norwich have gone the opposite. Anybody who's healthy, they're on the field. They're playing today, and maybe we have a little bit of the home field advantage. Maybe the crowd can help, see it over the line for us. But honestly, Norwich's approach kind of shows where they are in the season with their
Mhm.
mentality, and maybe they just don't have as many injuries and whatnot. Whereas our injury crisis has forced us to think about how do we keep enough players healthy to keep playing this season, not how do we win games against other top table teams.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that too. It's it's the side we're going to come up against. It's going to be the same story until we get more players back. And I'm not sure. Do we play a midweek game this week after following Norwich? I No, we don't. So we this is actually good because we have another week until we play West Brom next Saturday. So that's almost like a blessing, that
Mhm.
we're gonna after this game we're gonna have a week. We don't have to go again in the midweek, and so we can run these players out, for most of the game, and then you like to think the likes of Doyle and Ndai and probably McBurney, maybe Jackie Longthrow and Cadra probably come in, and give us a run out, knowing that we have a week until our next match, which hopefully if there's anybody close that's on the injury table now, giving them a week, maybe we can see him feature again on the bench next weekend. But something's got to change our luck, and hopefully the injury bug goes away, and we can go out and get a good result. I want to be positive today, and I've seen some of the comments, the guys in the comments like, "Oh man, is it gonna be another negative one?" And I mean, but it's one of those things you can't beat the positive button when we don't look very good. I mean, yeah, I'm always, pessimistic and always, tend to go gravitate towards the negative side when it comes to the Blades, but I'm trying to find any glimpse of positivity, and the only positivity I found from Coventry was in Dye and
Mhm.
McBurney. I mean, they looked pretty good.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No, no, and they're on the bench today, which is like we said, a reason for skepticism going into this match. But now on the whole, I think that uh, this game is probably one that we want to get through. Uh, that kind of needs to be the mentality. We have to get through this match. And you can see it with the players out there, but it's still not a bad side, right? Like you look at the back five, and this is a back five that we'd be okay with playing with this season, right?
Mhm.
Baldock is back on the pitch at right wing back. Osborne, yes, he's not been amazing so far this season at left wing back, but again, that's coming off an injury, having to be slotted in right away when he may not be fully recovered or fully back up to speed. So I'm thinking now, 3 games in, uh, hopefully he's getting enough, you know, kind of playing time to be more comfortable playing in that position again. But the back three, Egan, Ahmed Hadzic, yes, Basham feels like he's a little bit down, but we know Bash can put in a performance.
Yep.
So that back three, I'm going to trust them going into this match, especially having Ahmed Hadzic back and like playing more consistently in the last couple of matches. Like that is a good sign for us. Then you move up the field. It's Norwood and Fleck. Yes, Fleck also coming back from an injury. We don't know. He's kind of an unknown quantity right now. Like, how healthy is he? But knowing that we can bring Doyle off the bench for him, I'm okay with that, like halftime substitute, right? Get Fleck
Mhm.
45 minutes out on the pitch next to Norwood, run around, get Norwich all tired, and then throw Tommy Doyle on with fresh legs to be able to open them up. I think that's a decent strategy. And then honestly, you go up top. McAtee's had pretty decent performances. Brewster looks like he should be starting more games if it weren't for the hot run of form of Ndai and McBurney. And then Billy Sharp, I think, plays better when he starts matches. I think coming off the season this year, or coming off the bench so far this season, he's not been able to affect the games as much. And so I like to see him, start this match strong, and then honestly switch Sharp for McBurney at halftime.
Mhm.
I'd make that
Yeah.
change, and now you have a fresh McBurney running out for 45 minutes, wrecking havoc on the Norwich City back line. Like that's where I see this game going. Right, you put
Yep.
in Ndai late in the match, and come in and work in a match winner. Cadra with the pace, I'd love to see him come on late. And we have 5 subs, right? We keep
Yep.
forgetting that Hecky used 2 subs this last match, and we have 5 available. So let's
Yeah.
use them. This bench looks awesome, right? I want to see Jackie Long throw out there. I want to see Doyle, Cadra, and Jai McBurney. Um, those are the players I want to see on the pitch. So let's put them out there. We got 5 subs. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you on all that. I just hope Kadra, if he does come on, he doesn't look lost like he did a couple games ago. You know, to me, I just think that not having him die in this side, it's like he's probably our best player. And it's like I wouldn't ever start a game without him. Maybe Hecky knows something we don't know, but it's just like why is he not on the team sheet? But hopefully he'll come in and have a an impact. And guys listening, put your score predictions in for today. Hopefully it'll be positive and not negative. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of draws come in, score lines. But you know, what do you expect out of this game there, Captain Costa? What's your result? You think we're going to draw, lose, or do you think we're
Uh,
going to?
I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. I think Norwich City gets a goal early. We hunker down, and then our skill players, star players, come in late in the second half and get us a goal to equalize. It'd be hard to see a win out of this starting 11, but again, I think our team as a whole is good enough to beat Norwich. So it'll be a late win or draw, if at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to agree with that. And as I say, Scott comes in with a 2-0 loss. Wayne comes in with a 0-0 draw. He hopes. I think I'm going to be a bit more positive, and I think we're going to win 1-0. And the only reason I go with that, honestly, right before we started our coverage, they showed the highlights the last time we played Norwich in the Prem, and Billy had that goal
Mm.
and he just did the hush right in front of the supporters. So yeah, I think El Capitan gets a goal, and we stem the tide, and everybody is calm for the next week, and like, okay, we're good, and we're on better form than Norwich, and everybody has them tipped as promotion. So yeah, I'll go with a 1-0 win in front of the cop, in front of the home fans. Everything's good. Everything's right. See, look, guys, I'm being positive, Chad, when I should be negative, Chad.
I know I'm the positive one. You're supposed
Yeah,
to be the pessimistic one, and I've gone for the draw. You've gone for the win. So
yeah.
clearly
I,
something's up. Down in North Carolina, something is in the waters changed. But
yes, because I just can't help but love this team so much, and I hate picking a loss,
mhm.
and my heart just can't do it. And it's not what the supporters in the chat are gonna want to see. They're gonna be like, "Oh, positive. Let's go positive." But
Yep.
um, I don't know, man. It's just if I feel like a lot of teams in and around not only our division but like the Prem, leagues around Europe, a lot of a lot of teams are clamoring for that international break,
Mhm.
and I don't know because we started so early and we started the end of July, and here it is, what, the third week in October. So we've been playing the better part of 3 months now. I mean, and with everything being so compact in this first half of the season, it's not only our team that's dealing with injuries. It's it's the big sides around the globe are all dealing with it. So it's
Hmm.
not like we're the only ones stricken by that injury bug. It just, because we're basically the only team that we watch is the Blades. We think it's only us.
Yeah. And any injury right now is exacerbated by the fact that the games are coming so thick and fast that one injury, which you might miss 2 games because you're out for 2 weeks, you're actually missing 4 games.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is part of the issue. You have, backup players having to play more minutes closer together when they may not be used to that. They may not be that match fit. And so for us, especially, that's kind of where this injury snowball has come from, is players having to play more because we have other players out injured, like Norrington Davies having to basically play every minute of every game this year because of the injuries to our left backs and our left center backs. So he's just been the fill in for either side, regardless of who's healthy and whatnot. And that has eventually led to the hamstring injury.
Yeah.
So that's one that I think was like okay, this is because of our other injuries that he's getting injured. Some of these
Yeah.
other ones are, a little bit of a collision injury, or, just a pulled up wrong, and Berger getting dragged down in the box and not getting a penalty for, basically getting his, leg, twisted around, like things like that. Okay, that happens, but it's exemplified that we don't have these players now for more matches than we would have otherwise.
Yeah. And it's one of those deals looking back on that, Berger gets pulled down in the box and ends up in a walking boot, and he's probably out till after the World Cup. It's like, dude, how do you not call that a penalty in hindsight?
Yeah.
Like, dude, the dude's in a walking boot. I mean, I think in our team photo we posted, or the Blades posted a couple weeks ago, I think if you zoom in, everybody's like, "Look, Sanderberg's in a walking boot. Oh my god, he's gonna be out for a while." And so I'm in agreement with you with R&D. The Swiss Army knife can only go so much, and then
Mhm.
he's gonna come apart. So we just worked him like an absolute dog, and it was bound to happen because
Right.
he was playing in 10 of the 11 positions out there. The only position he didn't play was goalkeeper, but that was an accumulation, and I hope R&D isn't out, you know, very long. As we've talked about, the Blades are so, I don't know why they're like this, but they're so quiet on injury front. It almost takes like it has to get leaked for how long the player's going to be out for us to actually know how they're going to be it, how long they're
Right.
going to be out. Because they ask Hecky all the time. He says, "Well, he's on grass or he's on the training table or whatnot." And one question I have for you as we get more score predictions in, and like I said, guys, if you're just late to the show, put your score predictions in the comments and we'll put it up. Bartman, he's positive 3-1 Blades. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Mr. Cypress is the Prince of Cyprus is joining us. Hal, hello, Hal. But the question I have for you, Captain Costa, if we were to go out and lose this game today, and say we're, I don't know, a 2-0 loss, do you feel any sort of pressure? Do you feel like there's more pressure mounting on the back of Hecky as opposed to last year when he took over for Slav and we were virtually unbeatable to the end of the season, and now that he's been in charge for it's been about a year, hasn't it? Or coming up,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
close to a year.
Hmm.
Um, do you feel like he has more added pressure on him now that this is his team, and hey, we started so hot and now we're on a bad run of form if we were to lose today?
Yeah. I I find it hard to see Hecky getting the boot at this point in the season. And a lot of folks can liken it to, Wilder at Middlesbrough, right? Like
Mhm.
he came in last year, turned their season around, and got them, pushing for playoffs, just missing it. And then this season they start poorly and he's out the door. That's not necessarily the same thing that Hecky's got. Hecky has been with the club for a while, coming through as the youth team manager, right, running the academy, and then getting to be able to coach the first team on an interim level, and then fill in once we let Slav go last year. The turnaround in form, yes, is a big part of why we all like Hecky and why he's here, but he's also stability. And I think the club knows that we have to have stability. And there's enough outside factors right now with all of the injuries, with all of the games coming thick and fast, that I don't see him getting let go prior to the World Cup break. And honestly, I don't see him getting let go this season unless we really, really tank towards the end of the year. But at the same time, Hecky has in the press conferences leaned more and more into certain narratives, like not being open, like you said, with the injuries, like not or criticizing referee decisions, which honestly, there's just been so much poor refereeing in the championship. I agree with a lot of that. And then, honestly, just some of the decisions on which subs to bring on and whatnot, you're starting to see that criticism, but I don't think that's like criticism which will lead him to leave or be fired. I think that's criticism that will help the team and him grow this season, and something that he should listen to that noise but not like let that noise affect anything. And I agree, the board shouldn't do that either. Like the owner shouldn't do that. It should be like, hey, we all know that we can be better, we showed that we can be better, this is how we can do it, maybe. And that's where I see this team going, not the Hecky out mentality. If anybody's saying that, I completely disagree, for all the reasons I just said.
Yeah, and I mean, as negative as I can be at some points, like I can't see this team functioning without Hecky. And I mean, if you go online, and that's why I don't do this whole social media stuff very often. If you read any comments, they're like, "Oh, this is Hecky got it wrong again," blah 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 blah, sack. Those armchair managers, and I don't claim to be one, although sometimes I want to be.
Yeah, it
But
feels
it's
like
just, yeah, it's like we sometimes jump to conclusions real quick instead of letting this pan out. And I think this is one of those deals. And you know, the prize in everybody's squad is to get promoted every single year. But I don't like how most teams are so quick to the gun to just like, all right, he's gone.
Yep.
Just pull the plug and let's rebuild and let's see if new manager bounce we can go and get promoted. I don't like that. I like giving a manager time because they're all going to have a bad run of form. If it lasts 5-10 games, so be it. It's gonna it'll end up leveling itself out. Hopefully they don't lose the dressing room, but if it's able to, he's able to stem the tide and get back to positive draws and winning ways. I'm in favor of giving everybody some time.
Yep. So we are very close to kickoff now. A few more late score predictions coming in. We've got a 3-0 to Norwich. Not looking good, boys. That's probably the most pessimistic we've seen so far, but we got to stay positive. Like Chris here, 2-1 to the Blades. I'm a fan of that score prediction as Sheffield United is getting ready to kick off against Norwich City, the Canaries. We'll run through the lineups one more time. For the Blades in goal, we do have Adam Davies and our back line of Osborne, Basham, Egan, Ahmed Hodzic, and Baldock back in the side. Fleck and Norwood and McAtee in our midfield trio with Sharp and Brewster up top. Dale Cooper, love that. 4-0 United.
Come on.
Let's go. Build this up, right? Build it up. And for Norwich today, they have Gunn in goal with Giannulis, Gibson, Hanley, Aarons in the back, Nunez, Hayden, Ramsey across the middle, and a front three, dangerous front three of Josh Sargent, the American, Timo Pukki, the Finn, and Todd Cantwell, the Englishman. I think he's from England.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be hard for Norwich to keep a clean sheet with just a gun and goal. I don't know how a gun's going to have arms or legs, but hey, we'll see. Maybe we can pot about 8 or 9 past them,
Yep.
Haha,
No Tim Krul. I'm used
Yeah.
to the Tim Krul of old days, but yes, gun with two ends. There, Chad.
Yeah, gun with two ends. It's that's weird. Last late little score prediction: Scott and Pookie Penn 1-0 Norwich. Hope you're wrong, Scott. As we are underway, and let's go, boys! 3 points.
All right, kickoff is upon us, and ball already falls to Adam Davies in the back as Norwich tried to play it up the right side of the field. Yeah, ready to go. A nice sun on about a third of the field there as Davies' long ball forward is put out by Giannoulis. And we're about to throw it into Norwich's half. McAtee on the ball, and the ball is put out of play again for another Blades throw.
I mean, those Norwich kits, I think this is the first time I've seen them play this season. God, they look extra yellow and extra bright.
Yeah, they do have the pinstripe, kind of like our goalkeeper kit. And honestly, I think it looks very similar, minus the green trim and the brown trim. But yes, very bright yellow Norwich City kits this season. As we do have the ball, McAtee making a run with the ball through the middle, but it is taken away from him. And now Josh Sargent with the ball, almost taken down, but no foul called. Norwich playing it out to the left, and an offside flag thrown up there.
Well, that was good. I mean, we had a bit of attacking prowess about us, but it looked like McAtee just lost the ball and gave it away, and the McAtee or Sargent was off to the races, and he almost. It was a weird, like a weird trip, I guess. I don't know. He like kind of tripped over the like the turf monsters got him or something.
Yeah, a long ball did find Billy Sharp there and tried to lay it off to Brewster, but Brewster instead runs into the Norwich City defender and is called for the foul. But good job getting the ball to Billy Sharp really quick. I think that, honestly, without McBurney, the long ball forward seems to not be as effective, you would think on paper, but if that can work for the Blades, might be in with some good chances today.
Yeah, and if Billy Sharp scores today, do we see a reappearance of Mr. Sacco?
Oh man, I mean, Baldock's out there, right?
I wonder if that happens if he scores. That'd be cool, though.
Yeah. Speaking of Baldock, he lays a header off to Billy Sharp on the right side, tries to feed it in, but Norwich give it away, and Norwood takes a shot that is calmly collected by Gunn in goal for Norwich City. Outside the box, not really threatening the keeper there.
No, I don't know. It's kind of like a feeling out process right now,
Whoa,
my God. Oh, my God.
And wow, yep. So Egan plays it back to Adam Davies, who is a little nonchalant on the ball. Timo Pukki is there, and Davies' ball kicks right off of Pukki into the back of the net, and it is 1-0 Norwich in the 4th minute. That is not good.
Not at all. I'm not really sure what Davies just took his time on the ball. I mean,
yep.
I don't really know what happened here. It's almost like he took a heavy touch after Egan laid the ball back to him, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
honestly Pukki gambled with kind of like the jump kick, like extend the leg out there, and it worked for him. And Davies just happened to kick it right into his leg. But yeah, unfortunate there. That's an error. We'll chalk that one up to Davies. I don't know if that pass from Egan could have been any better. It went right to him, and it just unfortunately Pukki was putting the right amount of pressure on him.
Yeah, that not off to the best of start here, boys. Man, that really puts us behind the 8 ball now. I mean, we talk about us getting an early goal, and they score inside of 4 minutes, and yeah,
Yep.
I mean, Scott did call it. He did call it. So,
Yeah.
I would agree with this too. It doesn't look like anybody in that side in the back line or actually at all in our 11 have any confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we do have a little bit of possession right now on the left-hand side. As I say that, the pass does go and fall to a Norwich City player. But ball has stayed in Norwich's half for a little while here, and so maybe the Blades putting this pressure on Norwich can create some errors of their own. But yes, definitely puts a damper on the day early on, and that was not what we wanted going into this match. We wanted to see a little bit more fight and energy out of the team, and that can definitely ruin a game plan for sure.
We will call this the curse of Blackpool, I guess, because if West doesn't get goaded into that little body slam or pull down, you like to think that West doesn't have that error at the back and leads to us going a goal behind.
Absolutely. Yep.
Man, we got to
So,
find some confidence, and we got to find it quick.
Yep. So Norwich City has the ball for another throw in here on the in the Blades half, working down their right hand side. Max Aaron's waiting to take the throw. If you're trying to sync up your stream, 6:30 is the time I have. I think Chad's a few seconds in front of me, but feel free if you have the ability to pause or start your stream to try to sync up there, or you can pause us if we're a little bit ahead and you want to catch up. So Norwich City now trying to work the ball around, now passing back into their half of the field down the right-hand side. And Brewster trying to get a foot in, isn't able to get it. But yeah, some decent early possession for both teams, a little bit back and forth, but it's kind of spell of possession here, spell of possession there. Nothing too dangerous other than that one early mistake from Adam Davies, leading to the Pookie goal. If you're just joining us, it is 1-0 Norwich over the Blades.
It's like we can't keep possession either. We've seen this story so many times. Usually when the opposing team goes a goal behind, it kind of galvanizes them, and they have more possession. Within the last 30 seconds is when we gain possession. It's like we look clueless out there to do what to do with the ball.
Yep. And from a throw in, trying to work it on the right hand side, Ahmed Hadzic, Baldock, McAtee getting involved. Now Basham making a run into the box, passing out wide to Osborne, who crosses it in, and the cross is cleared by Norwich before it reaches Brewster, and Fleck is called for a foul right on the edge of the area.
Way.
Norwood is adamant that was not a foul.
Oh my God,
to the ref.
It's so soft. It's so soft. He went down so easily. If this is how this ref's going to call it, we are in for a long day because Norwich is going to do it. Ooh.
Yep. And a ball forward trying to get to Brewster. Can he keep it in? He does. He crosses it into the penalty spot, but no Blade is able to meet that before Norwich is able to clear it. And they're back out with Cantwell trying to find the pass forward up the left-hand side for them. Excuse me.
I mean, is this going to be a game where we just absolutely play on the counterattack? Because, like a lot of people in the chat have said, team set up for a draw. If that's the case, we're already a goal behind. This is going to get even more out of control. You'd like to think.
And Sargent there making a nice move to get round Basham. That's where I'm concerned about that today. And Osborne passing it out to no one for a Norwich City throw. But yeah, Basham, I don't know if he's going to be up to task on defending Sargent. That was little too easy to get around him there.
Man, it's just since Bash came back from that injury last year, he hasn't looked He just looked a shell of his former self, and it's not what we all wanted. We all wanted him to come back and be the Bash we're all used to.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and Pookie putting more pressure on Egan, has to let that ball roll out, and luckily Davies is able to collect it at the edge of his penalty area. So on 10 minutes now, replay in the goal, and just a touch too wide, and seems like he did everything right, just trying to create the space to clear it off, but Pookie just too quick to it. With the Blades now attacking, Osborne passing into McAtee in the box, back to Osborne, looking to cross it in, but does not have the space. Fleck now taking a touch, and Norwood finds it out to Osborne again, crosses in, hits the first man, and it is a Blades corner, first corner of the match for either side. Went off of Nunez. Decent little spell of some good passes there.
We're building. I don't feel confident in Osborne's crossing ability. What a way following Norwich have brought. Damn.
Yeah, filled the whole bottom layer there behind the goal as the corner comes in very far. Brewster is able to backtrack and get ahead to it, so it goes off the chest of Josh Sargent out for a second Blades corner on the far side now. And just we go again. That one not really threatening though.
Yeah, it was almost like that was a design to play it long off the corner. Brewster there, and like head it down, but he's man marked. Who's he going to head it down to? Norwich going to take that all day, and you can see how our alignment is right now. Everybody's behind the back post, so we're like hit it as hard as possible.
Yep. So Fleck about to take this corner. As we said, most players lined back post. Heads go up. Norwich City is able to clear it. And now looks like Nunez is passing forward to Todd Cantwell, who has some space, but two men on him. Osborne and Ahmed Hadzic, can they work the ball away? They do. Ben does get it. And the pass to Basham, passing it out, trying to meet Baldock, actually, and it does go out for a throw.
I mean, oh, man, I don't know. Norwich looks so much dangerous than us. I mean, they look like at the snap of a finger they could get a goal if they wanted to.
Yep, and there from a throw-in, a quick, long cross-field pass. Ahmed Hadzic heads it, but not very far, and Giannoulis comes in and just takes a shot. Weak, kind of bounced a little bit, and Davies was able to collect that one. Blades getting the ball up the field quickly and out for a throw-in.
Dare I say, do we take our time? Jesus. I mean, I don't see anything else but, taking our time. And that's honestly, that's what we're doing right now. We are so slow to get this ball in.
Yep. And Brewster running from somewhere off the screen. Not really sure what that was. And throw in right off the foot of McAtee, straight back out of play.
Oh my God. What are we doing? We look so bad right now.
Yep. Oh. And Scott, a decent comment about the size of the players that we have in the middle of the box with Brewster and Sharp. Definitely don't have the height of McBurney to aim for in the crosses from open play. So,
oh my God,
decent stop there. Fleck winning the ball in the midfield, and Sharp's on it now, trying to find the pass. Norwood is able to clear it, but Cantwell comes in late, and I think the foul is called there.
There should have been a foul on Fleck too. They didn't even Fleck just absolutely got cleared out. And I'm surprised they didn't give Norwood a yellow card for this, Cantwell falling, hit Norwood kind of, I guess, trying to clear the ball. I'm surprised he didn't go in the book, and it was a Norwich free kick.
Yeah, I think Cantwell coming in so late that Norwood, all he could do is try to roll over him. And so even if the toe of his boot caught Cantwell in the head, that was definitely Cantwell's fault. So, so a short free kick, Norwood trying to pass it to, passes it to Fleck, crosses it in. Billy Sharp beating the line, tries to head it across, and I think it was Ahmed Hodzic who just mistimed that run, and so it goes safely across the goal.
I think Bill was offsides. I think they call it offsides or did they call it a goal kick? I think Bill was offsides. Until he scores again, I'm not going to call him Billy. I'm going to call him Bill. Yeah, I think Bill was offsides.
So yeah, tried to a little bit of a Norwood Fleck, Norwood dinking it over the top, catching Norwich City's back line unawares. But yeah, Billy Sharp may have been a step offside, but camera angle wasn't showing that again. So alas, we go again. Norwich City now with possession in their half, trying to cycle it back between their defensive players and some pressure forcing them to kick it long. But Pookie able to take it down, and the easiest of shots, and Davies can't get to it. It is now 2-0 to Norwich City. All the pressure that Egan can put on Timo Pukki can't put him off, and this is not looking good for the Blades.
Nope, not at all. I mean, he is just easy as you like here. I mean, that's simple. I mean, there's nothing other to say than that's Pookie double there inside of 16 minutes.
Yeah, and this long pass. So yeah, it wasn't Egan initially. It was Ahmed Hodzic actually trying to defend Timo Pukki,
and he just gets beat like a drum.
Yeah, and that Max Aarons just dumps it forward because of all the really good pressure that we have, and the luck to land right into Pookie's arm, which maybe you can say he's using his arms to cradle that down, but that's never going to be called a handball. Takes a touch that takes him wide of Ahmed Hodzic, gets enough space to cut it back to the far post, and Adam Davies just not in the right position to get a finger to that one. Yeah, disappointing that we're down 2-0. Blades trying now with Osborne crossing it in from the left-hand side, blocked, and it's out for a Blades throw deep in Norwich City's half. Brewster with an overhead kick into the penalty area, but too far to meet Billy Sharp.
I mean, just I don't really know. I think we're going to lose this one. I think this is going to be a hefty defeat here. They could put 4 or 5 past us now. I mean, there's easily Pookie's going to get a hat trick without a doubt. I mean, if he's going to get 2 in 16 minutes, there clearly is nobody in the back line that could defend him. So,
yeah. And Pookie is I've seen him basically staying on the shoulder of the back line, and he's not like dropping deep to help defensively. So when Norwich gets the ball and finds some space, they can literally just kick it long to him and have him run on it. And that honestly has been working so far, and I could see it working for the rest of the match.
Yeah, I just 18 minutes into this bad boy's over.
Yeah.
So, I don't see any way we can come back from this. I mean, it's just it's gonna. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We just don't look at it. We just don't look at it.
Yep. Trying to find a positive here.
Yeah, there's not really been any. I mean, Ahmed Hodzic has looked awful too. I mean, you can't even say he's like a world beater like he was earlier in the season. He's looked almost like bottom half championship player.
Yeah,
it's there's no glimmer of hope in this side right now. Yeah, and you have to think that it's just going to keep growing in, we're just going to keep piling on the negativity. And I hate to be like that, but it's just bad.
Yeah. And a ball dinked over the top finds Josh Sargent, who kicks it off of, I think that was Egan there. So it's out for a Norwich City throw on the right side of the pitch in the Blades half. Yeah, it seems like even when the Blades do have the ball, we are not able to make the possession comfortable. Our possession has been uncomfortable so far.
Oh, yeah.
as Brewster gets the ball, but he's surrounded by 5 yellow jerseys. Advantage played as he is knocked down after he passes the ball. Limping, trying to get back into play. Ball is now out to Norwood. Finds a low pass that meets Ben Osborne on the left side. Crosses in, but does not find a Blade's head. Bash is forward, trying to get ahead to that. Lands to Fleck's feet. Osborne now more inside, crossing it, and it's Cantwell who meets it. Baldock passing out wide to Billy Sharp, who's not in the box, playing on the edge of the area. Ahmed Hadzic now out to Baldock. Decent spell for the Blades here. Norwood from the right crosses it in, but goes over everyone's head. And it is out for a throw.
I mean, that was our best spell of possession if you look at it like that. But in
Yep.
the end, everybody was so compact on that right hand side that we couldn't get possession. Like when the ball comes in from Norwood, it swings in, and there's just nobody there because everybody's on the right hand side of the box.
Yep.
It's pitiful, man.
Yep. And pressure from Chris Basham on Josh Sargent there, deep in Norwich's half from the throw in, trying to defend, trying to put pressure. And Egan does win the ball off Pookie in the midfield. And Billy Sharp is pushed down by number 6 Gibson for Norwich City. Foul called about 12 yards or so outside of the penalty area. Egan did a nice job to win this ball here.
I mean, yeah, he did a good job to win the ball. And then, as the skipper usually does, Bill gets the foul. But I just harken back to the team selection. How does Illman and Dye not feature in this side?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
I think we're he would be our spark plug.
Yeah. At some point, we're gonna make a halftime sub this season, and I think it's today, if I had to say anything. As Norwood takes the free kick, and it does rise over the bar. Tried to go for goal on that one, but does not get the downward bend on the ball from that free kick.
That wasn't. I probably wouldn't have taken that free kick from just and try to hammer it in. Yeah. But
he had a decent shot at the top left corner if he could have got that kind of curve on it, because I think he would have beat the wall, and then it would have been a matter of if Gunn could have gotten to it. I think there was that was a decent look at trying to go direct free kick there, but alas, it did not work. And Osborne now, from the ensuing goal kick from Norwich City, lumps it forward, and Gibson, again with the pressure of Sharp on his shoulder, heads it out for a Blades throw, and losing the ball already from the throw in. Yep, and out of play for a Norwich City throw on 22:45.
Yep, score as many as you like, Lane. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's just, man, where did it all go? Where did it all go? I mean, because we look like we're better, I mean, it's just one of those deals. Like, I'm at a loss for words because there's nothing we can change right now that's going to change. We're not going to get 2 goals out of this game. There's no way we're going to get any goals.
Yeah, it's hard to see it right now with the lineup we have on the pitch and the way Norwich City now can defend. Todd Cantwell taking his time, stretching his arms as he goes to the corner for a Norwich City corner kick. Last ball crossed in, and Bash had to clear it out back. Low corner taken. Norwood was the first there, sliding to block it. Cantwell with a second effort, crossing back in, and it is headed behind for another corner. That might have been Billy Sharp there who got ahead to it.
Yeah, it looked like Bill was going to head it on his own goal there.
Yeah. Little bit of target practice, right? We've already lost the game. Might as well get the feeling of scoring again.
Yeah, I mean,
I do not condone that type of how you get your form back by scoring an own goal.
No. I mean, We couldn't score against the worst team in the league. What makes you think we're going to score against the promotion favorites? I
Yep.
just don't see it happening.
Yep. From the second corner, Pookie able to get a rebound and passing it out to Gibson, who takes a first-time shot right at Davies, so not threatening him there. But now Blades struggling to pass around to get out of their half of the pitch. A pass back to Davies. No pressure this time, so he is able to kick the ball long. And Billy Sharp not able to win the header, but the ball does fall to Rian Brewster, who is tackled late, and the ref gives nothing, absolutely nothing,
He's going to
as
give a
Norwich
yellow.
City kicks
I
the
bet
ball
you he
out.
ends up giving Brewster a yellow card for this.
Brewster got there first, was ran into, and the Norwich City players down, writhing around in pain on the floor. Medical attention being called over for him as Brewster gets there, clears the ball, and then is leaned into. I don't see how this is not a foul.
I'm not really sure how that's not a foul either, because I mean Brewster touches the ball, nudges it ahead, and he gets taken out.
Yep. And that was number 30, Gianoulis. We'll have to ask how. That sounds like a Mediterranean last name there, but
yeah, it's just it's when it rains it pours, you know. It's one of those deals, you know. It just keeps snowballing effect, and we'll probably have 2 or 3 players sent off because they'll commit dumb rash fouls, and you know, it'll just snowball. I mean, where is it all gone from the team that was absolute world beaters to now we're in the hardest part of our stretch, and you can't see us winning a game in the next 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. And I think Norwood and some of the Norwich City defenders are discussing, did you kick it out because you had an injured player? Did you kick it out because you're trying to clear it? I think Norwood arguing, hey, we're going to take this and, you know, use this throw in as an attacking play, as Norwich is like, no, we kicked it out for you, so we should get it back. But we'll see what the Blades end up doing there, instead throwing it in but retaining possession. So I think the right move on our part, because should have been a foul.
We don't have enough we don't have enough possession as is, so we'll just take everything we can get.
Yep.
I mean, Norwich, you can see the difference in the two teams too, because Norwich are just flying to the ball, and United are just like so slow and beleaguered, and it's just like, if you guys don't want to play, don't play at all, because it's just gonna.
And the ball over the top from Norwood, finding Baldock, working into the box, finds some space, crosses, but it hits the first man. Baldock trying to let it roll out for a corner, but the ball stops, so he does have to play it. Now 2 men on him, as Cantwell literally comes and bodies him. Like, jumps on like a dog
That should have been play on. That should have been play on. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Did you?
Literally, like, almost with the elbow. I think it was the flat forearm, but it almost looked like he drove the elbow into him. So it's going to be, I think, a free kick from essentially the corner flag here. I don't know. I mean, definitely a foul
on him too.
You can see the ref was waving the flag for the foul, but yeah. So John Fleck taking this free kick from about 2 or 3 feet in front of the corner flag.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that was terrible.
Yep, absolutely no one. Right to the top of the penalty box where all the Blades are not. And luckily, we do have the ball. We pass it back to Davies, who lumps it forward. Finds Baldock and eventually lands its way out of play for a Blades throw. But yeah, that's laughable, I would say.
I mean, nothing out of that. Absolutely nothing. I mean, that was, we should have it should have been a free kick to Norwich. I mean, because basically that's what it was. He crossed it in, and the Norwich player cleared it.
Yep. So, trying to retain possession, Bash now making a run forward from the midfield. McAtee trying to do a little flick to who knows who, but does land with a Blades player. And Fleck now with the ball out to Osborne. And Brewster is pushed over, and the ref tells him to get up. Don't like this guy.
Oh, no.
And now ball played to Josh Sargent in the box, has space, and hits Adam Davies in the chest. So a save is made at no choice of his own. He did find the right spot there. And out for a Norwich City corner. Couple really 3 quick passes. Pookie able to lay it off to, I think it was Nunez, and then lays it over to Sargent, who just easy as you
It
like.
should have been 3. That honestly should have been 3.
Yeah, puts it right in the chest of Adam Davies, so he cannot do anything but save that shot. If he puts it a little bit to the right or left, although the angle was narrowing, so we do have to give Davies some credit. He picked the right spot to stand in.
At least he can make a save.
As Todd Cantwell takes this corner, and it is cleared by Billy Sharp, who's running after the ball. Brewster ends up with the ball at the halfway line. Sharp is in some space if he can get it, but it rolls behind him.
Yeah.
And he ends up kicking it out of play, is careened into, and the ref tells him to get up. And this is just, God. I don't get it. Fleck now with the ball, has some space to run into towards the edge of the area. McAtee with the ball. Cantwell almost trips him, but doesn't. Osborne, ball crossed in, meets Norwich City player, and is out for a throw in again for the Blades. We at least have the possession in Norwich's half. We're just not getting any of the foul calls.
McAtee doesn't look like he's ever going to shoot the ball either. He had a he hesitated twice on that ball, and here probably comes the third goal. No, oh no.
Fleck loses the opportunity to get that ball. A long ball forward to Pookie, who splits the 2 defenders with his running pace. And luckily the ball was faster than Pookie, and Adam Davies was able to come out and head that one before he
should have just handled it with his hands. He should have just grabbed it with his hands.
So Blades now with the ball, Baldock on the right-hand side, cutting in, finds Fleck with the pass, Fleck with the left foot out to Osborne inside the penalty area, trying to find a space to cross it. Norwood taking a shot, but 2 Norwich City defenders are there to get in his way. Osborne does find some room working down the left side, crosses in, and Brewster's head, just 2 feet over the bar. Would have had the keeper beat if he could get that down a few feet. But that is much better stuff from the Blades. You can start to feel it, though. I think a goal's coming. And if we can get one in this half, then we're only down 1 going into halftime. And that makes me a little bit more positive.
It's pretty bad that Norwood is the only midfield player that wants to shoot. McAtee passes
those multiple goals outside of the box this season. So
yeah, but it's just like we're relying on Oliver Norwood to score goals from the midfield. We are in deep trouble because he's got 2 goals for us. I mean, albeit they are this year, but I'm sorry, he's just not going to do it for me.
Yeah. And a foul is finally called on Brewster as he does a little bit of a fake out play on the defender, who eventually slides into where there is absolutely no ball to try to win. Lifts his legs up, trips Brewster, and the ref has no choice but to call a foul there. The ref, like Adam Davies, was given no choice in that play and made the right choice still.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think we could get back in it if we get a goal. Obviously, everybody in the chat's like, of course, dummy. But we just need moments of brilliance, and like you said, we're starting to show them. Yep, nobody home
Fleck
again.
Passes out to Osborne, and the cross goes behind all 4 players who are in the box for the Blades. McAtee starting that little spell of attack really nicely, but the pass was cut off by Sharp instead of running through for Brewster. And the Blades do cut off Norwich City's bit of a counter attack there. Sharp running long, but
isn't that a back pass? Or did it fall all the way to him?
It may have gone right to him. I don't know if it came off a Norwich City player. I think that was passed by Norwood or someone else.
Yeah. That was an issue between these 2 goalkeepers,
Yep.
neither one of them can defend or have confidence. It looks like.
Yep. And Norwich City now trying to work the ball through the middle, finding Cantwell right now out wide to the right with Nunez. Fleck is in front of him trying to step up. They find Sargent. They find Pookie. Pookie's flick on is met by John Egan's shins, and Max Aarons now for Norwich City has possession. Trying to find a way to cross it into the box. Sargent, Pookie playing back and forth. Cantwell, all of them right on the edge of the area on the right corner of the box. Now Max Aarons with the ball back to Nunez, passes it forward. Cantwell in a little bit of space gets around Basham, cuts it back, finds Pookie, who tries to lay it off for Sargent, not quite meeting his run, so lays it back to Pookie in the area. Basham this time able to step in, passing it to Davies, who clears it long.
Oh,
Brewster not able to get to that one, and Cantwell bowls over Ollie Norwood, and the foul is called.
Here we go.
So long ball from that free kick finds Brewster, tries to lay it off to McAtee. Shot and does not meet the upper corner of the goal. Goes high and to the left. That pass from Brewster just a little bit behind McAtee. Had to hesitate a little bit and did find some space to shoot in, but not quite enough bend on the ball.
I would have probably kept that ball on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why I just don't understand why all of our shots are rising. Every single one of them we take, and they're always over the goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Stuart with a decent comment. Yeah, so we do look better now. I will give you that. The last 5-ish minutes, we've looked better, but you can still see that Norwich City with the 2-goal lead are definitely the more comfortable team, as Ahmed Hadjic wins the ball in the center of the pitch, but the pass to Billy Sharp is intercepted there.
He's looked bad today too. I mean, he is not. Yeah, I understand he was a world beater to start the season, but now he looks ordinary.
Yep. Bash able to come in and clear out Max Aarons. I should say, not clear out Max Aarons, clear out the ball from in front of Max Aarons for a Norwich City throw. But yeah, Stuart, if you missed the 2 goals, the first one was John Egan back pass to Adam Davies, and he took I wouldn't even say a poor touch. I think Pookie just ran in there and wanted that more and stuck a leg out and got the deflection off the kick from Davies and went right in. And then the second one was a forced clearance under pressure from Max Aarons, lands at Pookie's feet, somehow chests it to himself to get clear of Anel Ahmedhodzic, and in Pookie fashion puts the perfect low ball into the far corner that beats Ahmedhodzic and Davies. So 2-0 Norwich early on in this one. The Blades do feel like we're coming back into this match, but we really need a goal this half to be able to feel confident going into the second half, because I don't see the Blades getting 2 goals in the second half, even with making substitutions and changes at halftime.
No, there's no. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't even see us getting a goal. I mean, we're going to make all these changes, and I don't think, or all these players need to come on. I don't even see a sniff in the goal. Because have we had a chance that has been on target? Have we had an actual shot on target, or no? Are we still blank? Are we still a goose egg on that one too?
We had.
I don't think we've had a shot. I'm checking right now. Efforting.
I think Gunn had one that save.
We haven't
really, but
we haven't had any. According to FootMob, we have not had any. We've had 4 total shots, but none on target.
Yeah,
that's pretty. It's pretty poor.
Yep. As the corner here from Norwich City is taken by Adam Davies, jumps in the air and gets that. So Blades had the ball again, working up the left-hand side. I could have swore we had a shot on target, so I don't know what I was remembering.
And now what we've resulted to is Davies getting it to Osborne. Osborne running about, I don't know, 5 yards, crossing it in, trying to get to Brewster, and it's not even close. And my stream just froze.
Yep. Ball in the middle of the pitch. We're in the box. Norwood shot taken, and there's a shot on target.
Okay.
Gunn having to make the save.
The gun saved it.
Yep.
Gun
in goal. So
Gun
ball landed with Billy, who laid it off for Norwood, and decent save from Gunn here.
He probably didn't even have to save that. That was going wide. I was probably going to fire the outside of the post, I think. But looking at it from that angle behind Norwood, it looked like it was going to go wide.
Yep. So Fleck corner in, and Gibson for Norwich City gets a header to that one instead of in front of John Egan. And Norwich City trying to run a counterattack here, but it does go out for a Blades throw at the halfway line.
Okay, we got 5 minutes till halftime. I consider us having some sort of chance if we get a goal here in the next 5 minutes.
Yep. So Osborne choosing to have Basham conduct the throw in here, and he passes it back to Egan, and Blades passing it all the way back to Adam Davies from a throw at the halfway line instead of progressing it forward. So now Davies lumping the ball up to Baldock, who takes it down, and I think it's Norwood or Fleck was just bottled off the ball by Todd Cantwell. Absolutely no foul given there.
There's going to be
Norwood's foul is called about a yard in front of the penalty area when Fleck is not called for a foul. Again, Fleck wins the ball, and Cantwell comes and bodies him, and no foul called. So, Norwood tried to go through the legs there, and that's going to get called a foul.
Of course. So, who will take this set piece on the edge of the box here for Norwich? Because this is going to probably call in Adam Davies needs to come in and save this one.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be Nunez.
Come on, boys. We need to hold strong here. If it's 3, the game's over at half. I mean, I don't see any way coming back from, 2 down, let alone 3.
Yep. So into the 43rd minute now. We've got a 3.5-man wall with McAtee just a step behind our 3 big guys. Nunez making his run up now, kicks it, hits the wall, goes out for a corner.
Thank God it hit the wall because that bad boy was going in.
Yeah.
Davies was wet. He couldn't have read this worse because it was going to go near post. Mm-hmm. And Davies was just right. He was shading towards the left-hand side of his goal instead of the near post. He was going towards the far post. He was going to get beat like a drum if that didn't get cleared.
But that's why you got the wall.
Yeah, thank God.
You set up your wall on one side, you cover the other side. As Cantwell now gets ready for the corner. And a foul was called.
I was like, wow, he was just intentionally handballing that.
I got real concerned there for a second. I'm like, no way. Why did you do that? Obviously, without the match sounds on. Did not hear that whistle. But we do have McAtee running forward. Corner of the box, tries to cut it across field. But, of course, no one is there.
Oh, man. This is comical. That's the 3rd time we've passed it to nobody.
Yep. We do stop the counter. Norwood diving in for a tackle. Gets it out for a throw-in. Oh, man.
You can't help but laugh, man.
You have to. You have to. Stay positive, stay light. And if you can't be positive, at least, keep it light.
Right? Yeah, I'm asking myself that's the same question. Chris, I mean, dude, this is terrible. Like, what is going on out there? Is the fix massively in and it's just like they're making it worse than it actually is? It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, well, the Blades do have a throw in just across the halfway line into the 45th minute now. No indication of how much stoppage time we have as Brewster throws it into McAtee, back to Brewster. Cuts it back to Ahmed Hadzic and Norwood in the midfield, just crossing halfway line. And now out to Osborne, who is in acres of space, takes the ball down, but does not have the room to make a cross just yet. So passes it back to Bash, who lays it off to Fleck, but that is intercepted. Finds Bash again on the edge of the area. Osborne now fakes the cross in, does a little bit of a 1-2 with Josh Sargent. Sargent able to get back, but does concede to the corner.
Osborne is such a one-trick pony. It's terrible because you can tell that's all he wants to do is cross the ball in, and it's like, dude, everybody knows you're just going to cross the ball, and you're not going to. I don't.
That's it. I like Adrian's comment. Norwood has the most shots of the match, but Osborne has the most crosses of the match.
Yes.
As the corner from Norwood comes in, and it is headed all the way out the other side for a Blades throw. So we're into stoppage time now. I did not see the sign, unfortunately.
3 added minutes.
3 minutes? All right.
3 minutes of torture left.
So I think McAtee losing the ball there, and a foul is called on Baldock. I just saw the player slip from Norwich, so...
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll get another replay. McAtee been terrible.
Yeah, McAtee gave that one away. I don't know if Baldock even made contact with the Norwich City player, but alas, a foul is called. So 1 minute in to stoppage time, 2 minutes remaining with 3 minutes of added time. Norwich City up 2-0. The Blades, for a spell, looked like we were good for a goal, but no goal has arrived as of yet. With a ball finding Timo Pukki on the left side, running to the end line, crosses it, and looks like Egan is able to get in front of that one and block it, but it goes out behind for a corner kick. So Norwich City able to bleed a little time off the clock for this half and take another corner.
There goes that man again. I mean, Ahmed Hodzic is getting absolutely just drubbed to death by Pukki. I mean, he's taking him to the woodshed.
Yep, and the corner comes in. Billy Sharp able to get ahead to it. McAtee making the chase in between the front three of Brewster, McAtee, and Sharp. Not a lot happening so far today. Yeah.
No, McAtee looks the player that what was it against Luton Town, where he looked just like he was scared to death to play. Yeah, he looks like that, and I guess playing for probably the best club team in the world at the minute, youth team. I guess you don't really have time to have bad games, but when you actually get humbled and play against actual competent players, you don't look a world beater like everyone thought you were.
Yep. And Hayden for Norwich City earns the first yellow card of the match for kicking the ball away after conceding a foul. So whistle's blown and he just lumps that one forward. So yellow for time wasting. As the Blades have a few seconds left in the half, ball on the right side, a ways out from the penalty area. Ahmed Hodzic now getting the ball, trying to find the back pass to Baldock. Foul is called. So it's going to be about 10 yards from the end line, a few yards outside to the right of the penalty area. Decent little heel flick to Baldock, who is bumped by Cantwell. Finally, a foul is called from Todd Cantwell, and hey, he gets the yellow card too.
Oh wow!
There we go.
I mean, we couldn't probably score if they only had 3 players on the pitch. So I mean, I don't like our odds, but this is probably going to be
finally found his pocket zip for the cards. I like that, Adrian.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be played to anybody and nobody anyway. So I mean, I wouldn't get our hopes up.
2 arms in the air from Norwood.
Yay! It's a party.
Yep. Him and Fleck standing over the ball. A 2-man wall for Norwich City. Norwood takes it into the back post. Egan heads it back center, but does not reach a Blades man. Osborne, wow, that was close. Took a deflection and Gunn literally the left post of his box, like hands to it. I don't know how to describe that. It looked like it was about to just roll in there, like the slowest shot ever. Just how Ben Osborne gets this. Yeah, takes a deflection off of Max Aaron's,
It
and
almost
Gunn,
crept in.
yep, pushes it out wide.
And you know what that means. Halftime it is.
Halftime it is. So
And as you can see, Norwich 2, Blades 0. Should probably be about 4 or 5-0 Norwich right now. But we're going to try and put a positive spin on this. Captain Costa, I'll leave it over to you. Put a positive spin.
Here we go. All right. So if I try, I can spin in my chair. Is that a positive spin? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So yes, the half conceded 2 goals. Obviously, the first goal was, I would say, a mistake on Adam Davies. 9 times out of 10, what he does is not going to concede a goal. But Timo Pukki just hustling. I would honestly, the more I think about it and watch it back, it was just a hustle play by Pukki to get there and pressure Davies, and just a little too nonchalant. So the clearance just deflects right off of Puki's leg and into the goal. And then the second goal, again, I at the time was saying we were putting really good pressure on the back line of Norwich City. Max Aaron's under pressure just has to lump the ball forward, and lo and behold, it lands right in front of Timo Pukki, who is being kind of ushered by Anel Ahmedhodzic, trying to put the pressure on him, and Pukki able to chest it just to the right of Ahmedhodzic, finds a little bit of space, takes a shot that goes back to the left, finding the far post. Adam Davies, for wherever he was supposed to be, was not able to get to that one, and so it just rolls into the back corner. So 2-0. I don't know if the Blades had a lot of good shots, but at the end there, we did have 2 shots on target, and we were saying no shots on target for the majority of that half. So at least we're getting a little bit better. We're a little bit more positive. Would have liked to see a goal going into halftime. 2-1 would have felt a lot better than going in 2-0, because for all the momentum we just had right there, there was no goal to come out of it. A goal gives you a lot more momentum than actually having momentum in the game.
Yeah. If I try to put positive on it, I mean, like you said, we did have more shots there at the end than we did have a good majority of the first half. It just, we don't look at the races, and I will agree with Adrian's comment. Easy positive, it's not 4. And then you trickle down here, and then Scott says this will end 4-0. So I don't really know. We're a team lacking, obviously, in confidence. You can see that. We can't score goals. Bill Sharp, Brewster probably not going to change anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the chat is clamoring for McBurney and Dye, Kadra, probably Tommy Doyle, I would assume as well. Because at this point, it's 2-0. The only thing is you bring on all that attacking power. The only thing is the scoreline could go the opposite way and it go 4-0.
Right.
It's not going to get, it could get a lot worse. We might as well just throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. And if not, so be it. You chalk this one up as another loss. But to agree, like Scott Norwich, even third gear, they look miles the better side than us. And I don't know what it is about us coming out of international breaks. Surely we should have won something by now, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another win. And it's going to be, 4 out of 6 games we're going to lose to start back out of the international break. And we still have, I think, another 5 games after this until the World Cup break. So, oh boy, this could be bad.
Yeah. Yeah. If we go player by player for the Blades, right? Starting at the top with Billy Sharp, I think Billy Sharp has done his best in this game, but the years are catching up to him. and he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have the pace to beat Norwich City's back line.
Yep.
He and Brewster, honestly, I think Brewster has more pace and has the ability to find space, but the two of them keep getting bumped into and try to go down to earn a foul. And
Yeah.
this ref's not giving those kinds of fouls. Any kind of bump that he thinks might be shoulder to shoulder, not getting called. So that's my like criticism for the front two right now, is that they're just going down a little bit too much for this referee. Yes, he does give 2 yellow cards right at the end to Norwich City. Maybe that affects the second half in some way, but at this point, yeah, not good from them. McAtee, he's been absent. I mean, you said it, right? Like, we haven't noticed him hardly at all. I don't even know if there's like a good or bad thing that he's done yet this half. So, like, for a front three, it's very lackluster. So I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on our top 3 players, like Brewster, Sharp,
I, I'd keep
McAtee?
I'd keep Brewster in.
Hmm.
Bill comes out. McBurney comes in for Bill,
Hmm.
and let's see how that rolls. Because I think who said it? Who said it in the chat? Somebody said it in the chat that Sharp and Brewster are not a good pairing. You just got youth versus old, and it's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't work. The more if we go to like two up top and we put McBurney and Brewster up there, maybe the one trick pony comes in on the left hand side, crosses it in. Maybe it hits McBurney, maybe it hits Brewster. You're not going to hit Sharp because he's too old because he's too slow and he's too small compared to their back line. It's just not gonna work. So that right now, that's where I would start. I mean, the game's clamoring for Ndai too. So oof.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ndai coming on for McAtee would be good. And I definitely think it can't be both Sharp and Brewster. And honestly, I'd put McBurney on for Sharp because I think McBurney and Brewster gives us 2 different types of strikers up there.
Yeah.
Sharp and Brewster are not, I'm not saying they're the same type of striker, but they're too similar in what they bring to the team and what they want to do. They want to be on
Mhm.
the end of service. They want to be making runs, getting, annoying the back line. And McBurney is the one that we need to actually be strong, to actually win the ball, hold up the ball. Um, and that will get us enough possession. Having Njai there who can just do whatever he wants with the ball, again, that gets us possession. And the more possession we have, the more we can get other players up the field. So those would be my 2 changes up top. Um, go to our midfield duo of Fleck and Norwood. Personally, I think Norwood's doing just fine. It's Norwood. He's making good passes. He's, taking half decent, set pieces. A lot of shots, as we pointed out. He's the midfielder and probably the player with the most shots on the pitch today, including Pookie, who's got 2 goals.
Mhm.
So maybe a few less shots from Norwood, finding the open man, trying the next pass. But Fleck, honestly, I think you can tell he's just not played a game in a while. I don't think he's been that bad, but he's a little lacking some match fitness. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Flex the biggest, in that midfield. He's the biggest. Like, dude, I don't really think he should be playing at all. But you can tell he's lacking match fitness because he's been out for so long with that fractured leg or whatever issue
Hmm.
he supposedly had. But yeah, we probably got to get him off as well.
Yeah.
That's where I think TD comes in.
Yeah. Tommy Doyle.
If
Absolutely.
he's okay, put him in.
Hmm. Yep. And, Tommy Doyle started a lot of matches in a row. He's come off early in a lot of those matches. So was there fitness concerns long term? Okay, he's not started. He's gotten the rest for a half. Put him on
Mhm.
for 45 minutes. I'm basically calling for like 5 subs at halftime.
Well, yeah, I think pretty much.
Spoiler alert. I
Yeah,
want to sub at each level of the field. So,
yeah.
but yes, I agree. Tommy Doyle at some point coming on for John Fleck, I think will change this game around. So on to the wingbacks, Osborne and Baldock. Which wingback would you say has had the better half so far?
I mean, Osborne, the one trick pony, he's had a couple of good crosses in, but then he's had some crosses that have been gone out for a corner. Baldock looked brighter towards the end of the second half. So I mean it's kind of 50-50. If you put them together, they've been one good player for a half,
Mhm.
but we can't. It's kind of like good front half, good back half.
Yeah.
That's, I don't think either one of those have outshined the other.
Hmm. No, it's definitely Osborne, like you said, one trick pony. He works it down the side, he crosses it in with his left foot. If he doesn't have the space to cross it, he fakes like he's going to cut back, and then he goes and finds that space and crosses it. That's all he's done. It's been cross
Mhm.
after cross after cross. Baldock on the other side has opted to find Billy Sharp, find Ahmed Hodzic, find Norwood, and pass it to them and try to do these little passing triangles. It's like we have two different game plans on each side.
Yeah.
One is cross the ball in early and let's see if we can get ahead to it. And without McBurney, I don't think that game plan works. The other
Mhm.
is try to play all these little passing triangles, retain possession, try to find an open man, make the run inside closer to the penalty area on the end line, and then cross it in low. I think we have the players for that, but you're honestly missing Berga. Berga would make that game plan work amazing, but
Yep.
he's injured. He's obviously out and not available. The other thing I think you're missing is Ndai to be able to, okay, it's not working over here. Let's pass it to Ndai in the middle, and he makes some magic. And he also then would have usually McBurney in the box as well. So I
Yeah.
think those two players make Baldock's tactics and what we're using on the right side much more effective.
Mhm.
Osborne, we just need to throw McBurney in, and I think those crosses will be fine. So personally, I don't see a substitution for those two. You also look at the bench, and our only substitute for a wingback position would be the youngster, blanking on the name. It is Jilly Buyabu.
Yeah.
Boyabu.
I don't think he
First I've
comes
seen
into the
his name.
game.
Yeah, I doubt we see him. But if you guys didn't get a chance before the match, Hal on Twitter did put a little blurb on Jilly and said that he's a midfielder and a left wing back. And he came from Crystal Palace, has played there previously in their youth setup, and by all accounts has actually played pretty well for the under 23s. So maybe just a player to put on the bench in case somebody gets injured. But like you said, I don't think he comes into the match unless we like have an injury at one of the wing back positions.
Yeah.
So finally for our lineup, let's talk back three, and then we'll talk Adam Davies and goal. Your thoughts on the back three so far? And we'll say back four, our defensive unit.
I where is the comic on? I think this is a fair statement by JL. I've been wanting to say that for a while that Egan hasn't looked his best. Ahmed Hodzic clearly not the same player since coming back from injury, and
Mm-hmm.
Bash I think he's past his prime as well. Um, yeah, that sums it up for me. Not good enough.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I can agree with you there. I think the front two and three of Norwich, Cantwell, Pookie, and Sargent have been too much for the back three, and for Adam Davies to handle thus far. Pookie, despite his age and experience and wisdom, seems to have the pace and the ability to just create those types of chances and put that pressure on the back line. And he's
Hmm.
gotten 2 goals for it. Um, and Sargent has taken on Chris Basham like Chris Basham's not even there. One touch and he's gone. And that's scary because then it forces Egan to have to come and cover over, and then it's Ahmed Hodzic alone in the middle, and that's where we've had some issues thus far. Yeah, and like you said, Anel's not looked quite as good as he was before the last international break, and Egan, I wouldn't say he's past it per se. That's a take that I'm not going to completely agree with. As we see shots of Illiman and Jai on the pitch, so at least
Thank
one change coming for the
God.
Blades. But yeah, I definitely think Egan has not been as good as he has been in the past. Last season, honestly, he wasn't as good the whole
No.
year. It was kind of like we just had hangover thoughts of this amazing John Egan from his time in the Premier League. So yeah, who knows? But we're about ready to kick off here. As of now, I only see the one change with Illiman and Jai coming on, and it looks like it might be for McAtee because Fleck is
Yeah.
still on there,
Yeah,
right?
flex in the center circle, so it is McAtee, and Scott pointed it out in the chat. Um, Yeah, I would agree with this. I would agree with this right here with Scott. Not the first time he's off at halftime. Yeah, that
Yep.
boy doesn't look right, man. He doesn't. He doesn't look like all the pomp and circumstances. And let's have a parade for him. And he's the greatest player in the history of the world, coming from Man City. I think I think I said this after the Luton game. I'd drive him back to back on a bus to Man City. Honestly, I think we got an overrated player.
Yep. There's definitely a chance that Tommy Doyle, just with that extra bit of experience playing league football, is the better player right now, I would say, than McAtee.
Yeah.
McAtee maybe long term could be a better player, but yeah, I'd much rather see Tommy Doyle's name than McAtee's at this point. So we are about to be on 46 minutes right now. If you're trying to sync up with us, you can pause us. You can, if you have the ability, try to pause your match and try to sync up. But it is the Blades who have possession. Ahmed Hadzic pass, finding Osborne, who finds Billy Sharp in the box, surrounded by three players, but able to leak it back out to Ben Osborne. Now finding John Fleck and Sargent, putting a really good tackle in and winning the ball and making a run with Pookie and
Oh my
number
God.
20 for Norwich, who is Ramsey. Haven't seen a lot of him today so far, but the pass goes wide, and Norwich now trying to work it on the left-hand side here, finding Cantwell, and Njai does eventually win the ball back for the Blades. So we've got Brewster on in some space, finding Sharp in the middle, but the ball rolls a little behind Billy Sharp, so he can't get a foot on it. And we're back to that, right? Crossing into the middle, not finding the man.
To nobody. I mean, it's just at this point it's comical because it's like Osborne's so slow. Josh Sargent just like basically just drug him the entire midfield, pulling away from him. It's pretty bad.
Yep. Now Osborne is on the ball here. Back to Norwood. Looks like he crosses it in. Lands at the feet of a few Blades players, but they don't get onto it. So back now, John Fleck out wide to Osborne. Crosses
what he's
in
gonna do.
and cleared out by, I believe that was Gibson for Norwich City, who finds Cantwell all alone.
Oh my God, he's so wide
and
open.
It's 3-on-2 for Norwich City. Cantwell takes it inside, lets Basham get back in. Ahmed Hadzic having to defend the back post, and luckily Ramsey's pass into the center is met by a Blades player, not a Norwich player. But we already have lost possession.
I mean, I don't really see who he, it looks like Norwich is just out there toying around with him. It's just like they're kind of like dangling it out there and be like, hey. I mean, because they can do whatever they like right now. They can, they can control the game, do whatever. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yep. So ball into the box for Pookie, and it is cleared out for a Norwich City corner. First corner of the second half goes Norwich City's way. We are on 48-40. Again, if you want to try to sync up with us. Yeah. So Norwich definitely looking a bit brighter this half. Yeah, they're re-showing that Josh Sargent play, running, just Osborne having no chance of catching up with him after he takes the ball off of Fleck.
God, he's so slow.
And corner for Norwich was taken short. Cantwell trying to dink it over to the back post, but Egan putting just enough pressure on the Norwich City captain, Hanley. And Norwich now have the ball again on the left side. Working at middle is Nunez. Osborne all the way out on the left near side with the winning the ball. Tries to lay it off to Baldock.
That's good. Oh my God.
Eventually, it is called a goal kick.
Oh my God.
I guess Cantwell kicked that out, feigning an injury. Or maybe it's an actual injury. I don't know. I don't want to be mean if the guy's actually hurt, but
no. I mean, but Osborne couldn't have done worse there. Yeah, he's got to come off. He first of all, he turns to goal and then just gives like short pass. Like, he has no idea what he's doing out there.
Yep. Baldock was not expecting that back pass there.
Nope.
Cantwell and Baldock both put a foot towards the ball. It goes off of Cantwell's toe, and then he does a nice little tumble in the box, clamoring for a penalty. None given. It will be a goal kick here once Cantwell gets up.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot to mention at halftime, if you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, why haven't you done it? Subscribe to the Chef United Way. Give a listen to me, Noah, and Robert's podcast, The
Like
Red
the
Half of
video.
Sheffield. Yeah, like the video, pound the like button, please. And just continue your support. As bad as it gets, we'll still always be here trying to put a positive spin on it.
Absolutely. Yep. For more spins, check out my disc jockey table.
There you go.
I'm not going to
Oh,
beatbox. Man. I am awful at beatboxing. I did that once, embarrassed myself completely.
Yep, never do it again.
Yep, friends, family, strangers, the like.
Yeah.
We're into the 52nd minute. Blades have a throw in Norwich City's half. Baldock and trying to decide who he goes to. He does fall to Illiman and Jai, who in his ever-present skill is able to retain possession and find a decent pass to another Blades player, which a lot of players so far for the Blades today have not been able to do. We are looking at John Fleck on the left side, crosses it in. Brewster gets ahead to it. Between Brewster and Njai, you had Cantwell getting sandwiched there, and Brewster's header does go wide of the goal, so it'll be a goal kick for Norwich City. But a little bit better. Maybe a Fleck cross is how we score a goal instead of
it
an
was
Osborne
certainly
cross.
better than Osborne. Yeah, it's certainly better than Osborne, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just way too high for Brewster. He's not 10 foot tall. He's never going to get to that, and it's just just a shade too high, and he just puts it wide.
Yep, and Norwich trying their best to defend a ball that.
Oh my God, Skip! Come on, dude.
Yeah, so Hanley. For those who don't have a video feed, Hanley does a pretty decent job, bumps Billy over. Billy trying to win the foul. Hanley then kicks Sharp's leg as the ball is between his legs. Sharp then rolls around, takes exception to that. Hanley is in the end given a yellow card as Sharp jumped up after the challenge. Face to face were the two team captains. Yeah, definitely can't kick a player
so
in
easy,
the leg. But Billy does have to be careful. Grabs the jersey as he's getting up. And but
do we have is it a corner? Did
it should be a
free kick? I didn't see him wave for it, so.
Yep, so ref put the line down in the grass. So Norwood on a free kick, probably 8 yards from the corner flag. And we are crossed in, but it meets a Norwich City player. And now it is Nunez on the
counter.
Look
at how many players they have.
4-on-2. We've got Baldock and Osborne.
That's a penalty. That is no. Oh, wow.
Waves it off.
Wow. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, almost clipped the feet, or at least that's what the Norwich City player was claiming. His feet were clipped on the edge of the area. Brewster finding Njai in the corner.
He waited too long to pass that. Njai had space open. Brewster was so hesitant to pass.
Mm-hmm. Njai finding Brewster. Brewster trying to do the 1-2, but Njai was never going to get there, and so Norwich City win that ball back. So now we have Cantwell, Ramsey, Pookie, and Sargent all on the counter. Basham won the ball, but the clearance goes off of Jalen Ramsey's foot and right, luckily this time, into Adam Davies' chest. The replay of that, Josh Sargent trying to win the penalty off of George Baldock, but the ref luckily waving it off. So
I don't really see anything out of that. I mean, the camera angle's too far away to see, if it was legit a foul, but maybe the ref got that one right.
And Fleck trying a low shot outside of the box does not get past the line of Norwich City defenders. But Billy Sharp taken down multiple times near the corner flag in that sequence of play, and no foul was called there. This ref, the assistant ref, not calling anything over there, but George Baldock does have the ball in the box at
Shoot!
Landstead, and Jai,
Shoot!
oh my gosh, over the bar. How does he not put this in the back of the net? The keeper dove, and it landed right back to Njai's feet and just puts it right over.
It's
And
not.
Jai,
It's
and
now
Jai's calling
there's
for a penalty, and now there's a Norwich City player on the ground. I have no idea what happened there.
Billy's about to get sent off in this game. We need to get him off. They're just goading him into just trying to, I mean, I don't know how Ndai, it's who's coming on for us. Is that Tommy Doyle looked like?
It looked like Doyle getting ready to come on.
Doyle for probably Sharp, I would imagine. You like to think you're probably going to pull the skipper out. Oh, Fleck, maybe, like Scott said, Fleck for Doyle. Maybe you take Sharp off and put Brewster and Ndai up front, and then put McBurney on later in the game. But honestly, if this game doesn't get a goal in it, I really wouldn't worry about putting McBurney in, because 2-0, you might as well just give him some extra rest.
And Billy Sharp does get a yellow. Hard to see what it was for. They are showing a replay now. It looks like Billy literally, oh my gosh, the flop of the century earns a yellow somehow. But yeah, Billy just mad at the assistant ref for not calling anything because he's gotten pushed over 3 times in the corner. And so he walks up to the player who pushed him over, stands in front of him, and that player just falls over, and the ref, looking right at it, gives a yellow. So maybe there was word said or something that earned it, but
yeah,
I completely disagree from the angle that we got. I see there's a couple Norwich City fans in the chat, so I apologize that your team is flopping all over the place and winning calls. That must not be fun to watch. I know you guys are on a bad run too, and you're trying to win at all costs, but integrity, man. Integrity.
Yep.
So
Integrity. Oh man. Well, okay. There's two subs inside of 13 minutes into the second half.
Yep.
And Ndai and Doyle. Let's see what we can do here. Hopefully, something positive comes out of it, and I would just like to see us get a goal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you're gonna. This is gonna happen. Billy's gonna get himself sent off. He's already on a yellow card. He's gonna get a second yellow, and we're gonna be down to 10 men. I can see it now, because he's gonna come in with one of these rash challenges that the ball's gonna get away. He's gonna come in for a tackle, and it's gonna be a second yellow. He's gonna get sent off, and then we're gonna be screwed even more. I mean, he hasn't looked good at all, and I mean, the crowd trying to get behind the boys, but very beleaguered effort here.
Yep. So in the 59th minute now, Norwich City winning a throw in just past the halfway line into the Blades half. Cantwell taking his time.
Now they're going to start time wasting.
Yep.
This is I have the way to resolve it. If you start time wasting, the first player at time waste, straight red, you're gone. The team won't do it again. That's it. That and then any other player that does it after, boom, gets another one. You cannot, for this much time wasting in this league. I understand. It's not like Norwich are only up 1-0. They're beating us like a drum. I mean, they should be up probably 3-4-0 at this point. Why are they time wasting? Yep. We haven't shown anything to get back into this game in the second half.
Yep. And Baldock showing the replay there of that foul. Very frustrated because Cantwell, with the slightest of nudges, jumps onto the ground despite Billy getting pushed 3 different times and no foul given. So, yeah, frustration by the Blades players. You're down 2. The calls aren't going your way from the referees and the assistant referees, but you got to keep level heads. You cannot be getting cards. You cannot be because even just getting frustrated, it affects your play.
Mhm.
And Norwich are going to utilize that and, run this game out. And, Norwood trying to get a foot in there as Norwich City have the ball on the edge of the Blades penalty area. But yeah, this little bit of spell, the bunch of stoppages in play have definitely gotten Norwich back into this. It was looking like a lot of Blades possession at first. And the quick pass out to Billy Sharp does not find him. And so Norwich City defenders now back with the ball. And Jai and Brewster trying to put pressure on. Baldock does actually come back and win the ball and finds Ahmed Hodzic. So it's Norwood now, and then Doyle lumping it forward for Brewster, but it's going to be too far. And Gunn for Norwich City, the keeper.
Gun with two ends.
Able to step out and clear that one before Brewster can get there.
Yeah. I guess we're just going to pass the ball around and play out the last 30 minutes and probably give up one more goal.
Yeah,
that's all I can
Baldock
really see.
Crossing in, and Jai trying to get on it.
Shoot!
Billy Sharp.
Shoot!
There's the goal.
God. Come on!
Osborne with the goal.
Come on! The worst
late
player
run
on the
into
pitch
the box.
today. The worst player on the pitch today scores. Oh my God! Here we go. Oh man.
I mean, Billy trying to take the shot on the turn, goes wide of the goal, but in the end lands perfectly for Osborne, who's making that late run. All the Norwich City defenders are out of position for that. Gunn can't do anything as Osborne passes it right back to the far post. That's what they say. Ball's coming one way, you put it right back where it's coming from. Good goal from Ben Osborne. It is now 2-1. Norwich City leads. The Blades are back in it in the 63rd minute. This is that momentum. This is the feeling that we want. Pressing forward now. We've got the right players on the pitch with Tommy Doyle and Illiman and Jai. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it.
I'm not feeling it, but it does feel a little bit better that we aren't going to get skunked here 2-0.
Yep.
But I did want to share this, but Sheff United Way every week puts the score, that rotating score GIF on their Twitter feed. Oh, here comes McBurney for I almost called him McBrewster. McBrewster for McBurney. And so it had the rotating deal, and I paused it. The first score line I got was Norwich 3, us 1. Yeah, I didn't want to share that. But yeah, I mean, we're now okay, it's 2-1, 27 minutes. There's probably going to be 15 to 20 minutes ahead of time with all the changes. So you're looking at probably another hour of play to go.
Yeah. I was about to say, I honestly, like, wholeheartedly. So obviously McBurney's on, for those who didn't catch that, for Brewster. So we did get the striker change that we're calling for. Although Billy Sharp on a yellow, I'm still cautious about that. But last Saturday, I went to an MLS Cup playoff match, FC Cincinnati against New York Red Bulls. And no kidding, 12 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the second half.
Jesus.
Red Bull, after they went 1 goal up, 1-0, like time wasted like crazy. We get a goal back from a penalty, still time wasting like crazy. We get the second goal with about 7 or 8 minutes left in regular play, but they've time wasted so much that they then benefit from 12 minutes of stoppage time. It was atrocious how awful they were and how blatant they were at time wasting, and then to benefit from that much more stoppage time. But Cincinnati won, first ever playoff appearance, first ever playoff win. So lost this week, just like Noah's LA Galaxy. So both of our MLS teams are out, but
yeah, mine was back at home. They're all golfing right now.
Yep, Charlotte FC. Anyways, enough MLS chat. That was my 30 seconds of American foot soccer ball. But we're back to the Blades. 65th minute, and Jai with the chested down ball trying to win possession and progress the ball out of the Blades half of the field. A late foul call
Yeah, that
from
was
a
weird.
bump on Pookie by John Egan there. Maybe the whistle went earlier, but the hand for the foul did not go up until way after that play. So
Pookie is being poopy right now and not being very good. But um, yeah, we look like there's life and breathe. Like there's a breath of fresh air that's coming to this side since the changes have came in. It's just, oh
oof,
boy, what was that?
yeah. Basham let the ball run, thinking that Davies was going to come and collect that. But unfortunately, Hanley was making that run to the back post as well. And it does go out for a goal kick. But yeah, everybody just kind of said, nope, we're not gonna play that one. And
Yeah, we're
because
good
Hanley
with
was
that one.
coming in, yeah, collides into Davies, but it goes out for a goal kick.
I mean, I don't. Bash just like kind of let that one roll by him, just like see you later. I don't know, and then Hanley just cleared out Adam Davies. Man, Adam Davies is having a day, dude. Give up such an easy goal and then just absolutely getting clattered. You really can't save. He's had a couple saves, but whew.
Yep. And McBurney there trying to win the header, but I don't know if that's Ramsey or somebody for Norwich City just going down. Felt the hand on the back.
Yeah, yeah. That was a typical McBurney. I think we're just gonna go to lump it towards McBurney and see if he can head it down and head it on, and maybe it falls to Bill. But
Yep.
yeah, I really don't understand why Bill Sharp is still in the game because I envision him getting sent off.
Mm-hmm. I'll say our chat has turned into Norwich City fans chatting
Yeah,
about their team, which I appreciate the interactions. Leave a like on the video as well while you're here. Everything to help the YouTube algorithm is much appreciated.
hmm
So we unfortunately can't participate because we're only seeing your team for this one match here. As a long shot bounces once from the outside of the box from Tommy Doyle, and Gunn is able to collect it. Man, I'm telling you, Tommy Doyle is going to get one of these
he is.
30-yard shots to go in at some point.
Yeah,
Um, there's been some incredible saves, some near misses, off the woodwork kind of plays from Tommy Doyle, and he deserves one. If anybody on this team deserves a goal who doesn't have one, it's him.
yep, I would agree. He'll probably hit a piss muscle at some point against somebody, but it's coming. Is heck what's going on here now? Is Hecky getting a
So
talking to?
So McBurney doesn't touch the player. He goes down, and a foul is called. And between him just hands on the head, baffled by the call, I think, yeah, Hecky's the one who gets the yellow card because yelling at the refs and everything. I mean, he literally doesn't touch the player.
I
I
don't know if
do
I
not
don't
see how this is a foul.
I don't know if I would mess with Mr. McCall. He might be short, but he's like one of those chip yipping dogs that bite at you and just. I think he'd be a handful,
Oh, yeah.
especially you get about 12 or 15 beers into him. He's
Mm-hmm.
where he's hammered drunk. I bet you he's really drunk strong.
That's it. Have you seen the video of Stuart McCall trying to climb on that car though, drunk?
It's true.
Or was that Kevin Gage? Shoot, I don't know. I can't remember if
Uh,
it was Gagey or
was it?
McCall. It was one of the two. I think it was McCall. Trips over the top of a car trying to jump on top of it. Anyways,
Oh god.
go look it up if you haven't seen it yet. A yellow card for couldn't tell who that was for Norwich City.
I
Might
think
have
it
been
was
Giandulis,
yeah.
number 30. Yeah, stepping into McBurney way after he has passed the ball away. Clear yellow.
So we got about a half hour left here of regular time. Oh no, not a half hour. I can't
20
do
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. Well, I'm thinking with 10 minutes added time because there's been so much stoppage time here.
Yep. Yeah, the stop start definitely taking the pace of play down a little bit. Norwich City making a change. I believe this is their first change for Giannoulis, who just received the yellow card. He is coming off for Springett. Springett. I don't know what the first name is.
It's
just T.
It's just this stop-start is just killing all momentum in this game, because it had the chance to be a free-flowing game for the last 25 minutes, but now over the last 5 minutes, it's just kind of like been the game that is like just gonna drag on.
Yep. So Blades still retaining possession here. Baldock with a throw on the right side near the edge of the penalty area. Finds Ahmed Hadjic, who finds Doyle, who centers it to Norwood. Floating ball into the box. Egan crosses it center. McBurney, it goes off the post and off his foot.
Come on! That's it, baby. That's it. 2-2, baby. 2-2. Back in it. Oh, my God. I can't believe it happened. Oh. What? 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 Out of nothing. Out of absolute nothing. Where has this come from? Oh, my God.
I think it's Egan who's making some sort of far run forward, heads it right to the far post. McBurney there bungles it, but it goes off the bar and then hits off his foot back into the goal. Just wow, that could have went right to the other side of the post and gone out of play. But instead, McBurney's shot ricochets off the woodwork and then right into the back of the net after coming off of his shin. Like just, there we go. Back in this game.
Oh my God. We can go and win this thing, dude. Yes. And if anybody watched at the beginning of this game, I gave us absolutely no chance once we went 2-0 down. But that's where you don't sleep on the Blades, the mighty Blades. We've turned it around, and McBurney could have laid on that ball and stopped it from going in too.
Yeah, I know, right? There was so much that could have happened there as Todd Cantwell takes a free kick, which McBurney heads out of the area, and then Hanley tries to tackle him and claim a penalty there. But ball is out, I think, for a Norwich City throw, maybe? Yep.
Yeah.
So it is the 73rd minute. It is now level 2 apiece, Norwich City and Sheffield United, as Max Aarons making a run into the box. It is deflected by Ollie Norwood, looks like, and goes out for a Norwich City throw-in. So the Canaries, the early lead from 2 Pookie goals early in the first half. Lots of possession, definitely the much better team, and have squandered this to the Blades in the second half, who now have the ball on the counterattack. Billy Sharp trying to find a pass to make. Instead, passes back at the halfway line for Norwood, who finds forward. There's Iliman Ndiaye, who since coming on,
give it to him. Oh,
and
he's dragged back. That's a pen.
There's
oh my God, he's dragged back. That should be a pen. Come on. Now I know what the Norwich fans feel like, because they've been flopping all over. And if they show the replay, probably flop too. This is a back and forth game here.
Yep, it is opened up now that the game is level. You can tell Norwich City no longer wanting to stop the play, slow it down. But wow, this counterattack. So they're showing where Norwich City's player went down in the box. And here's Ndiaye with 5 men around him.
Dude, unbelievable.
It would have been a soft pen, but
there's no pen. There's seeing it live compared to seeing it on the replay. The ref on both ends got it right.
Yep.
There wasn't a pen on either side.
Yep. So it looks like Gibbs has come on for Aaron Ramsey, and Hernandez is coming on for Hayden for Norwich City. So 2 more changes for the Canaries. And yeah, this game has gotten real exciting real quick.
Yeah. I mean, man, if only Adam Davies prevents that first goal from going in, we were leading this one 2-1.
Yep. and a little bit of head tennis as Norwich City trying to find the long ball over the top again for Pukki. Ahmed Hadzic does meet that ball eventually, but it lands to a Norwich City player who cuts inside, and the shot just goes a couple feet wide of the post. Pretty dangerous there as he was able to create enough space. Hernandez, that is fresh off the bench, finding some open room with the cutback, takes on Norwood, and just right past the post.
Little championship update too. My phone has been going off like crazy. Sunderland ran out 2-0 leaders and have been pegged back, and now they are losing 3-2. So
They're playing Burnley?
Yeah, they're playing Burnley. Burnley was down. Yeah, they were the 2-0 at halftime, and then 3 Burnley goals here in the second half. Kind of like this game, man. This championship league, dude, I love this league. I mean, I want us to get promoted, honestly, but I love this. I love this league week in and week out. The unpredictable happens every single weekend, and that's why I love it. You know, I hate that we're on the losing end sometimes, but this is the most enthralling division in all of Europe.
Absolutely. I agree with that. This is definitely more fun than a lot of the Premier League matches that we watch, where it's just so lackluster most of the time. As Hernandez is here on the left side for Norwich City, crosses it to the top of the box. A shot comes in from Nunez, and it just rises over the bar, out for a goal kick behind. But Norwich City also looking dangerous right now. A goal could come from either team at this point.
I don't think this ends 2-2. I think one of these teams gets a winner. 100%. It could be Norwich, it could be us. I don't know, but somebody's gonna. I don't think this stays level. There's one more goal in this, and with, we're on 77 minutes. We probably got another 17 minutes left of the game because of all the start-stop. We had about 10 minutes. 10 minutes ago. I don't know. I'm exaggerating at 10 minutes at a time. We probably got probably about 15 minutes left, I'd imagine. Probably.
Yep. And see, Bash stepping in, wins the ball. Norwood now turning, looking long pass forward, but it's just going to roll out past the corner flag for a Norwich City goal kick. Billy Sharp there had a little bit of possession and got bumped a few times, but not really a foul in that.
I need a cigarette. Man. Yep, Cadra looks like he's about to undress and come on. So I wonder if Bill's coming off for Cadra. I mean, that would probably be the only, smart choice. We don't need Bill out there.
About to say, with the yellow card, and honestly, the pace that Cadra can provide right now really opened this game up. As Tommy Doyle is in some space, running to the edge of the box, shoots and hits 2 Norwich City defenders. And we have the ball now with Illiman and Jai. Baldock and Norwood both making the run. Baldock crosses in over the heads. Billy Sharp turns, and it goes over the bar. And that might be his last contribution of the match. But wow, what a chance there.
I mean, that was a great run from Baldock too.
Yep, he and Norwood were both making the run. Baldock steps in to take it, crosses over McBurney's head, who tries to get it, but Billy Sharp on the far post ends up with the ball and just hits it a little too much over the bar there. Couldn't keep it down.
What a great
no sign of a
too.
substitution yet, but
30-35 at the lane, near packed house.
Yeah, that's what we like to see.
Whew. I mean, they're in for a thrilling game. I mean, it is. Oh wait, look! Check this out. Check this comment out. Hell has a friend. Hell has a friend.
Hey, there we go.
Yep. Okay. As we mentioned, Bill off and Rada on. Let's see what Cadra can do, man. He hasn't looked very good in the past couple of games for us, but maybe, he can get energized. The side can energize him, and dare I say he gets a last minute winner again, like Swansea.
Yeah. This is that kind of a game, right? It's very open. His pace is going to cause issues for the Norwich City back line. This is exactly where we want to see Kadra and his more natural position up top, playing alongside McBurney. I think this is where we see the best of Rita Kadra, as the Blades now have possession. Norwood passing along to Osborne near the corner flag on the far side here as we are playing left to right. 81st minute of the match. Tommy Doyle now with the ball, looking at his options, finding Basham, who lays it off to Osborne. Sargent defending him from Norwich City. And Osborne does find Iliman Njai, who makes the turn into the box with Basham. Basham turns and does not find Osborne with the little flick, as the ball goes over the top, looking for Pookie. Egan able to clear it up into the air, and Ahmed Hodzic heads that one forward, but it meets a Norwich City player. But look at that, McBurney stepping in, and
offsides.
I guess.
I mean, it looked like when he touched. I mean, granted, he wasn't going to get any possession, but when he won the ball, it looked like Norwich City player had the possession.
Yeah, I don't
know. This is anybody's game at this minute, man. My hands are so clammy right now. Oh my god, I'm sweating so bad.
I know. I'm either jittery from the game or the fact that I've just finished my cup of coffee from this morning, and I put a little bit of extra espresso in it. So
there you go, shaking.
But yeah, like I got the jittery knee that I'm like sitting on, so I don't cross legs. So I don't keep bouncing the computer and everything up and down. So 82nd minute, Basham left side in the Blades half with the throw in, and trying to get it out of our half here. Kadra, there's some pace running on to the Norwich City defender, but Hernandez for Norwich City also has a fair amount of pace. It's been a few minutes since we said his name, but he was looking dangerous for a while, as another clearance from the Blades hits off a Norwich City player. That's 3 times now that I can remember that's happened. One was a goal early on for Pookie, as Baldock has the space, hits Kadra running into the box and crosses it. McBurney not able to get there, but it is out for a Blades throw-in.
Speed is deadly.
Oh, yeah.
Speed is very deadly.
As long as you can keep that ball in play for Kadra before it gets to the end line, he's going to beat any Norwich City player to it, as it's Ahmed Hodzic now near the corner flag for the Blades. Back heel flick to Baldock, who has room, and Kadra centers it, steps in front of Njai there. But it was a little weak of a touch, and so Gunn able to clean that one up pretty easily.
But I mean, what's this back heel? Whew.
Yeah.
Dirty.
And Baldock, just standing in so much space there, has plenty of time to pick out a pass and a cross into the box. Just Kadra not able to do enough with it, as Norwich City tries the through ball to either Sargent or Pookie there, but it goes out for a goal kick. And Adam Davies trying to take it quickly, trying to get the possession for the Blades back into the Norwich City half here, and now does slow it down a little bit, letting the players get forward.
Would you take a point right here, Robert, or do you want all 3?
I'd have taken a point at halftime. Now I want that goal. I want 3 points.
Yeah.
2 points won't feel like a loss because it's a Norwich City team who's around us in the table, and at least we're still ahead of them. But I feel like we can score one here. I feel like we can too. Yeah. There's another goal, like you said, and I think it's ours. But we got to be careful, because this Norwich City team is still dangerous. It is still a team that can just open us up at the back, and we've got to stay solid, as Gunn, taking the long free kick from his half, finds Basham in the head, luckily, who heads it down to Doyle. Long ball forward, McBurney heading it into some space.
Go on.
Gibson and Hanley there to close off Kadra, but Njai wins the ball and lands to Norwood, who a great touch there. Osborne able to keep it in. No foul was called.
Call a foul.
Yeah, McBurney heads it in, and Gunn able to save it on the line.
I mean, Gunn with 2 ends, he's about standing in the goal when he catches that.
Wow.
What an idiot. Watch when they show the replay. Half of his body's in the goal.
Mm-hmm. And Osborne, definitely a little tug of the shirt there. Surprised that's not called, but does keep it in. A cross that meets McBurney, and just a little bit more pace and maybe a couple feet closer to the corner, that could have gone in, but Gunn did a decent enough job there to collect that one calmly. And yeah, I'm telling you, man, there's a goal here somewhere.
Yeah.
As Norwich City play it out wide to Gibbs, number 46 for Norwich City. Hernandez now trying to cut inside. Play on, says the referee. And no, he calls an advantage and then calls it back for the penalty? Are you kidding me? You cannot call advantage and then...
Unbelievable.
This is atrocious. This referee. Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable.
And I don't even know which one is the penalty, because Ahmedhodzic definitely gets a foot in there, and he calls play on, and then Egan takes a step in as well. I mean, it could be either of them, but
I mean,
the
but
Ahmedhodzic one was outside of the box. And then if he's calling it Gibbs diving around Egan, I don't think that's a penalty. The Ahmedhodzic one is a foul, but it's outside the box, if anything, and you played advantage. Just, I don't know. No idea. And unfortunately, no VAR, or fortunately, no VAR. The pros and the cons of not having that, but just, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. So the American Josh Sargent stepping up for a penalty against the Welsh Adam Davies. Maybe a foreshadowing of what's to come. Oh, no.
Oh, it's Pookie. Oh, of course, it's going to be a hat trick.
Yeah. I was hoping it was Sargent. I had a whole narrative there, right?
Yep.
USA first match in the World Cup against Wales. Josh Sargent, Adam Davies, maybe a foreshadowing, but instead it's Timo Pukki trying for the hat trick here. Starts his run up low and to the right.
Oh my God, he saved it! He saved it! He saved it! Come on! What a save!
That was a bad penalty from Pukki.
Oh, that was terrible. That was so bad.
Adam Davies was going to save that no matter what, as long as he dives the right way. He did. He went to his left. Pukki went to his right. To Pukki's right, Davies left. Same direction, far post, whatever you want to call it. Just easy as you like.
Ooh, yeah, this wasn't struck with any venom. that was, I mean, United have had some bad penalty misses this year, but you would like to think that Pukki scores, man.
Wow. I mean, how? Okay, it's still 2-2. Now I'll take a point, right? Now it's like, okay.
Now I'll take a point.
The gods giving us one back. Like, thank you, football gods, you know?
Yes. If I smoked cigarettes, I would have smoked an entire carton of cigarettes in this game.
And so while we were seeing that replay there, Baldock cleared the ball forward, and I don't know, maybe Nunez went down for Norwich City.
It looked like very easily.
Yeah. So I don't think the ref called the foul. It looks like he's going to be a drop kick, but yeah, not sure where the contact was there. But we are in the 89th minute. We'll see how much stoppage time we have. We're expecting quite a few minutes of stoppage time here for that penalty, for 2 goals for the Blades, quite a few substitutions, some rolling around early in the half by Norwich City players. Yeah. So we'll see as Gunn for Norwich City lumps the ball forward. That was an odd attempt at a header by Basham there. Just
real odd.
Just worm on the ground. Like,
it was a sideways header, and he completely whiffed on it.
Yeah. So another substitution here for Norwich City. It will be Nunez coming off. It'll be number 22. I saw it. Where was it?
21.
So Sinani coming on for the Canaries here with about 30 seconds left in regulation before we get to stoppage time. It is still level at 2 apiece. Josh Sargent for Norwich City passing into the middle for the player who just come on, tries to find Hernandez and does not get a clean touch to it. So it's collected by Davies, who kicks it long forward for McBurney. heads it into some space for Cadger to try to run onto. And honestly, the pressure there got to Gibson. He passes it out for a Blades throw in.
Okay. I'll take that.
7 minutes of stoppage
7 minutes.
time.
See, I wasn't far off. I said 10.
Closer. Yep. As Norwood trying to find someone at the far post there, but it does eventually land at Osborne's feet. Osborne now, there's the cutback. And
He's fouled.
I don't know if it's a foul or a throw in, but it is Blades' ball about level with the edge of the penalty area near the far touch line. And 30 seconds into 7 minutes of stoppage time.
So those people scoffed at me when I said we had 30 minutes left. I was only, at that time, we had 27 minutes left.
Doyle in and Gunn able to get a fingertip to it. McBurney, I think, called for a foul here as he tries to get a header. That's always going to be called a foul. I don't like that it's called a foul, but protecting goalkeepers who are jumping up, even though they can use their hands and players can't use their hands and they don't get protected. So who knows? But Doyle's cross there.
I wonder if we're going to see Norwich try and take the sting out of things.
If I was Norwich, I'd play for the point. I think Sheffield United have had the majority of the momentum the last 15 minutes of the game, minus the penalty, which you missed. I see Norwich playing for a point. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they can get a goal here, but the Blades definitely can, as the ball bounces off of McBurney's chest to Illiman Njai, who tries to cut it back towards the middle, finds Osborne out wide. Osborne does find some space and definitely is tackled twice, fouled twice, nothing called by the referee. Disappointed in him today. Multiple occasions, but yeah. There's Basham with the header.
This has a Illiman Njai. If we get a winner, it has Illiman Njai written all over it because he's just being way too creative for us right now. I mean, he's trying to get on the ball every time we have possession. He's trying to get on the ball, and you can see it.
So Norwood now lumping it over the top.
Not a very good ball.
Yeah, trying to find McBurney, but not close enough for him to get to. And Gunn for Norwich City comes out and clears that one.
Come on. Crowd's got to get behind the boys.
So throw in on the far side. Osborne to Chris Basham. Basham to Norwood. Norwood, ball over the top. Again, looking for Osborne. And the header out of play, maybe? Yes, out of play for a Blades throw. A couple yards from the corner flag. It's now Doyle into Njai. Out back to Basham. Centers to Norwood. Looks up a couple different times trying to find the right player, but instead ends up with a short flick. Now a pass out wide to Osborne, who's in some space, crosses it in. McBurney, header down off the shins of Gunn. Wow. Any like a foot to either side, that's a goal.
Yeah, that's a goal. That's the winner
points.
there.
But Baldock wins the ball into McBurney. McBurney now cuts it back. Left foot. Out to Osborne.
Hit it!
Crosses off a hand, maybe. Shouts for handball. And instead, yes? No? He's pointing towards either a goal kick or a penalty. Looked like it might have been a handball, but at the same time, the hands are near the body, so I doubt that's going to be given. And eventually, it was off of Osborne in the end. But multiple chances here. Great cross from Osborne. Header down. Tried to go under the keeper. McBurney does. Bounce it off the floor, and instead it goes off of Gunn's shins as close as it can get without going in. And then a second chance, McBurney cutting back with the left foot, finds Osborne, and the shot careens off of Norwich City player, but not hard enough to go out for a corner. And instead, they're able to flick it off of him for a goal kick. But wow, the chances that we've had here in the last 10 minutes, oof. I think this is going to end level now, but we could have won this.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, not a lot for a lack of trying, because we were absolutely dead and buried at halftime. And until the 60th minute or 62nd minute when Osborne got us back in, since then, it's been a complete revelation. We've just turned it completely on its ear. I mean, Norwich should be ahead 3-2, but Pookie just, whew.
Yep. So we're on 4:50. out of 7 minutes of stoppage time, looking for the throw in on the far side. Osborne does find Njai, cross into the box. McBurney up, header, but it goes well wide of the post to the right. You can tell McBurney's feeling it. He wants another goal. That one not quite as good. He's being pushed off a little bit here. But yeah, just oof.
I love this game. Even if we went on to lose, I absolutely love this game, and I love this team.
Okay,
Yes. I don't know what to do with my hands.
And ball is out for a Norwich City throw here. 5:35 played so far in stoppage time. Baldock heads it out. Another Norwich City throw.
I think Norwich are trying to just kind of get over the line here.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they're happier with a draw in this match after the missed penalty.
Yep.
Cantwell lumping it forward over the top. This has been dangerous all game. Ahmed Hodzic gets ahead to it, but it lands to Josh Sargent's feet, who finds Cantwell. Now something's on in the last minute here. And it's going to be out for a corner for Norwich City. This is their only chances here have come from set plays late in this match, from long balls over the top. Pookie putting so much pressure on our back line that they can't get good clearances, and this is what's happened. So about 30 seconds left in the match as this corner is about to be taken.
Stuart McCall needs a shot.
Ball comes in low.
Get it out.
Norwood meets it with his head. And the header back into the box from Norwich City, going to no one. Adam Davies, long ball, 6:43 on the clock. Rita Kadra careens off his head. No way he was ever going to get to that.
All right, draw. I'll take the draw. I'll take the draw.
55. Norwich, long ball
that's
forward.
Full time.
And ref calls for full time. 2-2. Final. Sheffield United, Norwich split the points, a point apiece. Wow. Either team could have won that one. Pookie with the missed penalty. McBurney with so many chances late in this one. Hard to say that it feels like dropped points when we were down 2-0. At the same time.
I mean, it's a point saved. We should have probably won. Norwich probably should have won as well. So I think all is fair in a draw here, because we fought back from being dead and buried at halftime. We showed fight in which was not a very strong team. Obviously, the changes that were made helped the side. We were able to peg it back, which was good from the boys. There is some fight. We're not completely dead. But, yeah, I'll take the point, considering where we were and how bad we were in the first half. Your thoughts on this one, Captain Casa, as we try and wrap this one up?
Yeah, I mean, just anytime these games get exciting down at the end, and I'm just like calling play after play, chance after chance, and then we come away and we don't have that final goal, that like final 3 points, it feels just like, we missed something there. But at the same time, Norwich City had a late penalty. Again, I don't know which one was actually called a penalty. One that was outside the box, one that would have been a soft penalty. I don't know what the ref called. But the fact that Pookie misses that is a breath of life there, as we had all the momentum. That penalty would have been against the run of play, in my opinion, as far as the end of the second half. First half, I thought we were not good. I thought we needed changes. And once we made those substitutions, got Njai on at halftime, got Doyle on and McBurney on, you could see that we had a different game, and we had so many more opportunities. Osborne with the goal at 62 minutes, McBurney with the goal at 71 minutes. I mean, it's a point that I think is good because of where this game was and who we're playing against. The fact that Norwich could have won, the fact that we could have won, really speaks to how even these two teams are. I would say that if we played this one again in 3 months, and we have a fully healthy side and we don't rotate our side, because honestly, we started this game with a rotated side. If we're not rotating from the outset, we win this game.
Yeah.
Easily we win this game. But I don't want to like blame Hecky, because we need to rest our players. We've had so many injuries. We've had so many games back to back. It's just maybe we should have rested them midweek at Coventry instead of on the weekend at home against Norwich City.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, to be fair, yeah, that's, I would have liked to think the same thing. If we, you can't, hindsight's 2020. If we would have rested them, yeah, do we start them from the beginning? Is it a totally different outcome? Might be, but you know, it's, I don't know, it's tough to say, but it ends 2-2. I'm happy with that. I'll take it. We get a week off. We go again next week at West Brom. We're fourth in the table, 4 points off top because QPR won and Blackburn won, I believe. So they sit on 30. We sit on 26. Norwich are on 25. So they're 5 points back.
Yep.
It's all in front of us. We go again next Saturday against West Brom. The early kickoff, 12:30 BST, 7:30 a.m. start for us. At least we get a week to breathe.
Yep, absolutely. That's it. And I like this from Dublin Blade. Haven't seen us lose while watching the watch-alongs.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'll keep it up. It's been a couple draws recently, so hopefully we can turn it around back to winning ways. But at a minimum, the second half that we saw from the Blades shows that this team is capable. This team is still a top of the table type of team. We just got to have the right people. We got to have the mentality, and we got to not get more players injured. Yeah. On the whole, so, I'm optimistic from this result.
So that's going to be it. We're going to wrap this bad boy up. Like we said, appreciate all the support from everybody in the chat. I know at one point there's a bunch of Norwich fans arguing about their form and whatnot in the chat, and they can, I mean, it's fine that they went all quiet after the Pookie miss, but we appreciate the support. If you have a chance and you haven't done so and you're still in the chat, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the Sheff United Way. We cannot say that enough. If you haven't listened to my podcast, and Robert makes a couple guest appearances on there, and the other guy that usually does this, Noah, the red half of Sheffield. Speak of the devil, he has arisen. Hey Noah. Yeah, very entertaining second half. But yeah, we will have a podcast out this week. Red Half of Sheffield. Give it a like, a listen, a follow at the Red Half on Twitter, and the Red Half of Sheffield on Facebook. Captain Costa, where can they find you? I just gave them a little hint, but you can tell the people.
Boom, right there. Boom. At Captain Costa, CAPTNCOSA. Look at that. See, I got my Sheff United Way mug. Love it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at cjarvis_13. Give me a follow, Blades content, whatever kind of content, football related content all the time. So yeah, that'll do it for us. And we shall catch you guys on the flip flop later next week as we host. No, I think we go on the road and play at the Hawthorns against West Brom, a 12:30 kickoff, and we will see you guys later.